Shalom, Brukba, welcome. Sorry that we were late. Andrew will join us in a bit, hopefully. But here with Chase of Sons of Thunder Apologia. We're gonna be going over some Mohammad today.
Mm.
A bunch of Mohammad today. Thanks James for the compliment on the Talmud series. We're gonna go over that a little bit today. And is he a false prophet? Well, yes, he was, in many ways, which we'll go over. So, made a short on this, and I'm eventually going to make just a dedicated video. Technically, everything I go over today, we've already gone over, just all in one neat little package, all at
Mm.
once. But anyone else can bring up their favorite ways that Muhammad is a false prophet as well throughout the night. But how you doing, Chase?
Good. Good. Yeah, not too bad.
Awesome.
Hanging in there.
You. Yes. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to consolidate my notes into one thing. But I guess we can start off with the false prophecies.
A worthy place to start for a false prophet.
Correct, yes. So in the Bible, I feel like I'm really short. In the Bible, it says, "Hey, if you a false prophet, you gonna be a false prophet. You know, if you a false prophet, you ain't gonna be prophesying no truth there. You hear?"
Mm.
Um, mm, yeah, I know, amazing, but it just is the case. If you
Mm.
prophesy in the name of a foreign god, or if you prophesy and it doesn't come to pass, those are things that you will be killed for in general. So I can pull up a bunch of false prophecies in the Islamic sources real quick. So let me open up my Quran. I just sat down on my computer, so I'm kind of scattered brain at the moment. But all right. Share screen. If everyone want to turn in your Qurans to Surah 30. Zoom in a good bit. And we gonna get down to Ayah. That's right at the beginning, isn't it? So, this is one of the supposed prophecies of Islam. This thing right here. There's no salvation in Islam yet.
Mm.
Yeah. So I do want to go through the moon god stuff. We might do that a little bit in the stream, but that's a pretty fun topic in and of itself. I did a stream with Mary Arb on that topic a couple of months ago. Uh, the Romans have been defeated in the nearer land, and after their defeat, they will be victorious. In a few years, the affair belongs to Allah before and after, and in that day, believers will rejoice. So there's a lot of content there. And Allah's help to victory, He helps to victory those whom He wills. He is the mighty, the merciful. Now, mind you, the Romans are pagans slash Christians. At this point in time, it is a bit of both, but it's mostly Christians. These are the Christian Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire in the 600s. So, this is an interesting prophecy because it was given in 1615, the year after Jerusalem fell in 1614. So, as far as like, oh, the Romans have been defeated, like, yeah, this just literally happened. As the note has here, the Persians defeated the Byzantines in 615 AD, taking Jerusalem. According to Tafsir al-Jalayn, the pagan Arabs used this news to taunt the Muslims. The unbelievers of Mecca were delighted by that event, that is, the defeat of the Byzantines. They said to the Muslims, "We will defeat you as Persia defeated the Romans." However, in 622, the Byzantines defeated the Persians and soon drove them out of Asia Minor. In 630, they retook Jerusalem. So, what year did this prophecy take place? It took place in 615. this term used there in a few years in the Arabic is bidai. So this die here, or this bid, uh, that means 3 to 9 specifically. So this is 3 to 9 years. In the notes. I guess I could just read these notes. He probably already has this folding here. They would translate a few years means literally a period of 3 to 9 years. Why Allah would not be more specific when He knows everything is not explained. This is Robert Spencer's Quran translation, which is pretty based. Jesus is God, absolutely yes. But a hadith states that on the day these ayat were revealed, the Persians had defeated the Romans, and the Muslims wanted the Romans to be victorious over them because they were the people of the book. However, the victorious over them because they were the people of the book. Oh, no. However, the Quraysh wanted the Persians to be victorious since they were not people of the book, nor did they believe in the resurrection. So the victory that happened, because this is basically just like looking at world events and predicting something, it's really not that impressive. It's like if I were to predict right now that within the next couple of years, the Iranian government will be dethroned and the Muslim state will no longer exist inside of Iran. That I would say, I'm a prophet. That's a prophecy. I'm prophesying Iran will no longer be a Muslim country in the next few years. And then it happens. It's like, well, duh. Anyone with a brain and eyes could see that happening. It's really not that impressive. So he's looking at a political event that's happening and says, hey, in a few years, the Romans will take back everything. It'll be fine. And they did. But they didn't do it within 3 to 9 years. They did it 14 years later. So the supposed like prophecy of the Quran, the only one, we went over the stream last night on Chase and Andrew's channel. 25% of the Bible's prophecy, and the vast majority of them have already come true.
Mm.
And here we have one prophecy in the entire Quran, and it was false. Unless you want to take a very, very hyper-specific reading that says when the Romans started to gain victory over them, that's whenever this was revealed or whenever it was fulfilled. That was 8 years after the giving. So it's the very tail end of when the prophecy would like expire. And even then, it's not a total victory. It's not like they defeated them. It was one battle that they won. And then it was another several years after that until it was actually completely destroyed and done and like the war was over. So there's a reading Muslims use to make this into an actual prophecy. But you have to be very specific and say, okay, that battle is the fulfillment of it, not just the rest of the war. If it's the rest of the war, this is a false prophecy. If it's just that battle, this is like barely not a false prophecy because it's right at the last year in which it could be based on the Arabic used.
Mm.
Yeah. So, God bless.
Yeah, and it's really not all that impressive either to just like if you do take that reading and you say that, the Byzantine Empire won a battle, it's really not all that difficult to say that, the most powerful empire in the world at the time is going to win a battle.
Right. Yeah. It's like saying the US is going to take out Iran. Like, shocker. It's a big, massive surprise there. I never would have seen that coming.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one from the actual Quran itself. My favorite one is Sahih Bukhari 71:16. So let me bring that up. So this is the twerking one. Allah's messenger said, the hour will not be established till the buttocks of the women of the tribe of Duas move while going around Dai al-Khasa. Dai al-Khasa was the idol of the Duas tribe, which they used to worship in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance. Now, there's twerking. So whenever these women twerk around their idol, that's whenever the end will come. That's when the end is nigh. The only problem is this tribe doesn't exist because Muslims slaughtered them all, and this idol doesn't exist because Muslims tore it down and burned it. So, I guess that means the hour will never come?
Or maybe the idol will be reborn and idol worship will come back, Chris. In
I
in
do not
Saudi in
think so.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I don't expect that to be happening
Well,
myself.
me neither.
But yeah, especially because that tribe doesn't exist. So you're like, oh well, the tribe was revived. How?
Right.
Um, right. It's like, oh no, it's not ethnic. It's like, well, if it's not ethnic, then what is it? That's a useless prophecy at that point. Also, IJP Mexican. So I'm fasting for Lent. Last night I dreamt that I snuck into my kitchen and started eating chips. Then I remembered I was fasting and had to spit them out. I wasn't sure if I was dreaming this. Imagine stress dreams for Lent. But how can an illiterate man insert anything here? This is the truth.
It's
Yeah.
true. How could an illiterate man suck on a child's tongue? This is the
Scientists
truth.
will find DNA and clone them.
The Taoist tribe,
They're gonna clone the Doe's tribe, yeah.
specifically to make them twerk around the idols.
Just to make them twerk. Right, yeah. Which,
Awesome.
I mean, you have to. You don't no other way around it. Uh, so this are some of the other signs of the end times. Now, granted, this one is not as obviously a false prophecy, although none of them have happened. But this is like the general signs of the end times of six things will happen: the rising of the sun from the west, which is rabbinic, the smoke, rabbinic, Jal, mix of rabbis and Muslims. But this doesn't even exist in the time of Muhammad, so it couldn't have been from like something in Sahih Muslim couldn't have possibly come from Muhammad because the Dajjal didn't come about until hundreds of years later. The beast and the death of the one of you, or the great turmoil.
What? The death of one of you or the great turmoil?
Also, that's only five things. Wait, so one,
2,
two,
3,
three,
4,
four,
5.
five. Unless that's an or statement.
Yeah, it's not an and.
Those are five things, my guys.
Also, isn't the general turmoil kind of
The
the end
tribulations.
anyways?
Yeah. It's like yeah. So, most of those are rabbinic, which is very, very funny. This one again is rabbinic. Um, so it's more of the same thing. The hour will not be established, and the sun rises from the west. And when people see it, then whoever will be living on the surface of the earth will have faith. That is the time when no good will do to a soul to believe. Then, wait, and that is the time when no good will it do to a soul to believe. Then, no good will it do to a soul to believe. Then, that is such a weirdly worded
So
sentence, man.
faith doesn't matter in the end
Right,
times.
good works at this point literally doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Pretty
What's
based.
up,
Hello.
Andrew?
I'm
How you doing,
finally
man?
here. Oh, it's
Yeah.
been a day, but we're here. That's so. But that is what matters.
Hmm. Inshallah.
Yes. I'm still trying to pull up Hadith. Oh, yeah. Here's a fun one. So, this is Sahih Muslim Hadith 17. Can I just get it from here? 7051. Sahih Bukhari. Or Sahih Muslim 7051. Honestly, okay. Let's just. Why is it going to the whatever? Anas reported that a person asked Allah's messenger, may peace, as to when the last hour would come. He had in his presence a young boy of the Ansar who was called Muhammad.
I know
Allah's
about that.
messenger may, yeah, if this young boy lives, he may not grow very old till the last hour coming to you, till he would see the last hour coming to you. The way Muslims try to skirt around this one, the proof, yeah,
It's
hadiths are ridiculous. So I love
Sahih
it. Yeah, they are.
Muslim 2953b
Sahih Muslim
on sunnah.com.
2953b.
Yeah, there you go.
show that instead of this one. Oh, that's the stupid USC numbering was the one I had. Okay. I also have that for Abu Dawood. So this one is just obviously didn't happen. The
Right.
way Muslims get around this one is they basically say, "Oh, well, no, it didn't mean the last hour, capital." No, this is capital here in the
Mhm.
translation. It's not like the last hour, like Judgment Day. No, 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 no. It's just the Judgment Day of the generation of that day. So it has nothing to do with the end times because Islam wasn't a doomsday cult, which had a bunch of failed doomsday prophecies. No, 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 no. It's just that generation that was doomed in a judgment type event, which didn't seem to happen.
Right.
But
Yeah, it doesn't say
yeah.
this is the book of tribulations and portents of the last hour. They like to say, well, it actually means they like to say that actually what he actually said was till your last hour would come to you, not till the last hour.
That makes
Right. There's
So and
they try to
really
skirt around this as much as they can.
even like you guys let me know. Okay. Andrew, if I were to, you know, come to the apologetic study, we have a Bible study every once in a while centered around apologetics. And let's say I were to come to apologetics and I were to bring my presentation up and I were to stand there. And before the presentation, I would say, everybody, I want you to meet my nephew. And I bring up my nephew. He's 8 years old. And I bring up my nephew. And I said, man, I just want you guys to know that you're probably going to die before he gets too much older.
Right.
Like, would we consider that to be valid prophecy?
No,
No.
because
No.
I
That's just a prediction, and he doesn't even say the boy will grow older. He says if the boy lives.
Right.
if he lives,
What he's
If he
saying is in the
within
nearest
that time
future.
frame. Mhm.
In the nearest future.
Within the next 70 years, the end will come.
kind of
Yeah.
sounds like the Monty Python. If she floats, she's a witch.
You know what else floats on the water? A duck. So
But could you not also make a bridge with stone? Oh, that movie is so
such a good movie.
Yeah,
Such
it's
a
great.
good movie. They
Alright.
put her in the freaking scale.
First time I ever saw that, I actually thought I was having a stroke.
It's so good though. I feel like its comedy was just too refined.
Yeah.
We need a modern Monty Python, bro.
Just YouTube skit comedy.
No, like Key
honestly.
and Peele is cool, right? And we got, we had like Dave Chappelle but like something about it, bro. It was just it was anyways.
Special.
It really was. Like The Holy Grail is to this day one of the funniest comedy movies ever made.
Bring out the holy hand grenade.
But what if there were two swallows?
Oh, not the King James.
I didn't vote for it.
How did you get a coconut?
I'm just gonna keep going. Sahih Muslim 1012. There would come a time for the people when a person would roam about with a sadaqah of gold, but he would find no one to accept it from him, and a man would be seen followed by 40 women seeking refuge with him on account of the scarcity of males and abundance of females.
Wow.
This never happened. It's
What's
definitely
that part
not
about
happening
gold?
now.
Is that
Yeah, like
simply saying
you
like gold is useless?
Yeah, gold is
Oh.
useless. Yeah. This is nonsense. This has never happened. It's currently the opposite, where there's significantly more men than there are women because of the China and all of the female infanticide happening for a very long period of time. So you had like a plus. What is the current ratio? How
In China?
many males? No, in the general.
Oh.
Females in the world. There are 50.26 males versus 49.74% females. So we still have a male majority on the
Majority.
planet.
Yeah.
Yep. So not only is this false, it's very false. Very,
It
very,
also
very
says
false.
40 women, you know?
Right. So it's a 40-to-1 ratio. So it's the 0.05. Quick math.
Right.
What is that? 1 divided by 40? 0.025. I was off. I was doing 1 over 20. 0.025% male to female. So 99% male or female to male. Like that is a wild number.
Yeah, who
Chris,
This would be
he's using allegory. Come on,
Right.
You know, he doesn't
Oh, yeah, of
really
course, of
mean
course.
40 women.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
20
yeah.
women.
Right.
You could
Maybe
see
like
20 women.
20.
Yeah.
You could see 20.
I've always had to ask myself, what if Islam is right? That could explain why the world is so crazy and why we're so obsessed with sex in general, at least. Serious question. I've put it out in my past. Yeah, I mean,
mean,
the religion of the world is sex and violence, and Islam just appears to be another religion of the world.
right.
Also, your cat
Hedonism
looks
is
like it's
nothing new.
green, which is so funny. Just like, yeah, I get it. That was awesome. Anyway,
Hedonism is
based cat.
not new. But
Right.
and also like if Islam were true, you like epistemology flies out the window. Like there's no way to find out what truth is if Islam is true.
Right. But it's after the nuke war and there'll be mutants.
Right.
It's all just gonna be
It's
Again, so
actually
a
one
good
woman
one.
with 40 heads.
Oh.
right. Do you think that one could be based on the prophecy of Isaiah 4 about the destruction of Jerusalem and Babylon? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I would have to see
If it is, he
there's
did a
like, 'cause
terrible
the number
job.
right. The number 40 is obviously a Jewish number. So if you see anything 40 and it's Muslim, it's probably taken it from the Jews of some sort. I had not put that together. I could see if there's any commentaries on that hadith or on the
So,
passage by the rabbis.
Ivan, we're very sorry to hear that you left Christianity. We would like to invite you back to the fold and ask why you left the faith.
Yeah.
Answer in your own time, but
Everything Islam is, trust me, bro.
mm,
Indeed. Absolutely. So that one has yet to happen. Again, for a lot of these, the Muslims will be like, oh, well, no, it just hasn't happened yet. Which, to be fair, we do the same things about Jesus. There are in his second coming things that were not fulfilled that will be fulfilled in the future. So I'm not throwing stones in a glass house. That is a fair criticism. But those prophecies could still be fulfilled. It would take a strange miracle for some of these to be fulfilled, and we have at least 2 that are guaranteed to be false, which
right.
is Rome and Rome. I guess you could debate it, but you're being extremely nitpicky to debate that one. And then the tribe of Duas and their booty shaking around the idol. That can't happen.
Is there such thing
So
as
that's just
conditional
a false.
prophecy in Islam? Like, could they say?
No,
No.
because they have exhaustive divine determinism. There's no conditionals.
Well, I do. No, I know that. But I didn't know because, like, I think that like even proponents of EDD and like Christianity would say that conditional prophecy is a thing, but like obviously the way they justify it doesn't work, but they would still claim
Right.
that it exists.
I mean, they're just wrong.
I know. Hey, man. Hey, I know. I mean, it's funny because there was a guy who tried to prove that Jesus was a Muslim by saying that he followed the 6 articles of faith, right?
Mhm.
which is wrong. He didn't follow the 6 articles of faith.
No, he didn't.
Correct.
But
No.
he also like you failed to mention the 5 pillars. Oh, well, Muhammad wasn't here yet, so you can. Yeah, but still, like, come on. The Kaaba was a thing back then. Like, you have all
Mhm.
these things that existed that he could have done,
You had the
like,
prayers.
realistically, but he just
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah, no, so the 6th article of faith, al-qadr, right? Determinism. You know, I was like, man, Jesus really was not practicing determinism.
no. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of problems with saying that Jesus is a Muslim. Least of which is him declaring himself to be God. You can't really get past that of just like Jesus said, "I am God, worship me."
And calling God the Father.
Right. Yeah. And calling himself Yahweh. Like,
I am.
yeah. No, not even that. He just says, "Why do you say to me, Lord, Lord, and not do what I say?"
Oh yeah, Yahweh. Yeah.
He's quoting Yahweh Adonai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So why do you call me Yahweh Adonai and yet not do what I say? So he's like, I have authority and I hold the judgment and I am God. I made the laws. I made the rules. Why do you call me God yet don't obey me?
Right.
Yeah, that's one of IP's
Yeah.
favorite arguments is the kitty kitty.
Mm. Yeah. That's in the accusative sense.
But the Gospels are anonymous, Christopher.
Doesn't matter. Well, they're not anonymous, first off, but even if they were, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they're attested to by so many things and so many people and so much facts, and so many reasons to believe in the scriptures.
Yeah, last night somebody had mentioned
Yes. That is indeed true.
they argued that there was no way that the writers of the Gospels could have known Greek and spoke it, which I told them
That's
was a dumb
ridiculous.
argument. Yeah, I told them it was a dumb argument. And I said, let me grant you. Let me say, sure, they only knew Aramaic. Sure, why not? Let's say that. There's a whole group out there that believes that the Gospels were originally written in Aramaic by the apostles, and then later our copies are all written in Greek because they were done by the followers. It doesn't change a thing. Does not matter. So that point it like genuinely means nothing.
Well,
I told them I still disagreed with them, but I was like, even if you're right, it changes nothing.
I think it might, insofar as they would say, well, we don't have the original language that the Gospels were written in, and so we're relying on a translation of a translation. So I wouldn't grant that personally. I would say no, they were written in Greek.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any attestation to that. Like, who in the early church says that the Gospels were in Aramaic or describes them in a Semitic way like that? Yeah, exactly.
Just Hebrew. Just one of them.
I actually think Eusebius may make a mention of something because there was something that I caught when I was reading the church history that did kind of sound like there was a version of Matthew, and that's when I asked. I was talking to your dad about that, Chase, and he looked up, and he's the one who sent me that there was a group that believed that Matthew's gospel was in either in Hebrew or Aramaic. And then I don't remember off the top of my head, but I might have read something about that.
Yeah, I don't grant that personally.
Okay. So last one for the false prophecy one. It is a revelation from the Lord. This is Sura 69, I believe. I'm not gonna make the joke. Pretty sure it's Sura 69. Yeah, 46. 69, 46 the aorta. If he had invented falsehood or false sayings about us, we surely would have taken him by the right hand and then severed his aorta. Well, so the test of a false prophet in the Quran is if you have your aorta severed, if you have like a heart attack. The prophet in his ailment in which he died, used to say, "Oh, Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khyber, and at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison."
Mm.
Sai Bukhari, 44:28. So, false prophet, false prophet, false prophet, false prophet, false prophet, false prophet. Yeah. So, oh, there are other ones I had too. I didn't actually mean to close that. I got so distracted by that, I just entirely forgot to do the other ones. 157 is interesting. So Surah 7, 157 says that Muhammad is in our book. Those who follow the messenger, the unlettered, the Gentile prophet, which is also maybe rabbinic, which I'll eventually make a video on, whom they will find in the described in the Torah and the gospel with them. He will command for them what is right and forbid from them what is wrong. He will make lawful for them all good things and prohibit only the filthy things, and he will relieve them of their burden and the chains they used to wear. And those who believe in him and honor him, help him, follow the light which is sent down to him, and those are the ones who are successful. You heard? So, is Mohammed in the Bible?
No.
No.
No. I mean,
No.
unless you count the false prophecies.
Yeah, I've yet to see anything convincing that he's in the Bible.
The only thing I go to is Genesis 16. The only one I would even possibly allow to be of Muhammad is this verse right here. So the angel of the Lord, this is Jesus speaking, said to her, "You are now pregnant, you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. He will live in hostility towards all his brothers." This does not fulfill in Ishmael. Now in 25 or 28, we do have a partial fulfillment of this. Let's see if they do not. So this is partially fulfilled later on in the text where it says that the Ishmael is against his brothers. Against brothers. Genesis 26.
No, Ishmael.
28. No, I don't actually think this is the right one. No, it's not. Yeah, somewhere it does say that his descendants are fighting yeah. Male. Children fighting against the Jews. Genesis. Not 16. What's the follow-up? It's right after the stuff wherever they bury him. So this is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Sarah's slave bore to him. These are names of his sons in order. They are the tribes. They live. He breathed his last, and he died. His descendants settled in the area from Havilah to Shur, and as you go, they live in hostility towards all the tribes related to them. So this verse right here, 18, is the fulfillment of Genesis 16. Possibly. It's at least a partial fulfillment of it. And even then, it's still not super clear because he will be a wild donkey of a man. You can say, oh, well, that's just the nation, which is it's fair. So you could say that this thing is fulfilled entirely in Genesis 25:18. Fair. Otherwise, this last thing here sounds so much like Muhammad. Like, the wild donkey is a zebra. So he will be a zebra of a man. Zebras attack on sight for no reason, unprovoked. Zebras injure more zookeepers than lions and tigers combined. No one likes working with zebras. They are awful. And it perfectly matches Muhammad. That's like it. For me, I could accept that. What do you guys think?
You mean that he's a false prophet, or do you mean that this specific verse is about him?
That this passage is about Muhammad.
The
Obviously, he's a false prophet.
I would say that it can't be about Muhammad because he's not an Ishmaelite, but
He isn't. You're right. But people say he is.
I've always
yeah, it's
I've
funny.
always interpreted this verse to be just speaking of the people group that would come from Ishmael.
Yeah.
I've never interpreted it as an actual individual.
Right.
So I mean, I guess I could see where somebody would argue that, but yeah, I don't know if I would
Because,
agree with
well, I
it.
mean, it's also demonstrably true that people who came from Ishmael were hostile towards
Violent.
everybody.
Right.
So
Just has been. Yeah.
yeah, I think that the only evidence that Muhammad is from Ishmael is things that people said about him,
Which you can't really verify that as well.
which you can't verify. Did he ever say himself that he was from Ishmael, or has it just been a shock?
Yes. I mean, it's quotations of him. It's like hadith
Okay.
and stuff.
So
I don't know.
yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
in the
if
Quran.
at best he said that he was from Ishmael when
Right.
the Quraysh were not from Ishmael; they were from Yemen.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. Again, I'm not saying that that's like, and even if that is about Muhammad, it calls him a wild donkey of a man, and he hates everyone. Everyone hates him. So like, that's not the fulfillment of this. So even if you want to grant that that's about Muhammad, that would not make him into a prophet, because Ishmael's not a prophet. It would just call him a wild donkey, like the worst thing you can imagine around you, something you can't trust. That's going to be violent. Anyway,
Yeah, but they look cool.
they look cool. So that was the prophecy side of it. So the Bible says, Deuteronomy 18:20-22. But the prophet who speaks a word presumptuously in my name, in which I have not commanded him to speak, or which he speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet shall die. So by this standard, Muhammad should have been executed. You may say in your heart, how will we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing does not come about or come true, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken. The prophet who has spoken it presumptuously shall not be afraid of him. So Muhammad failed this, at least with the boy who's a child and the Duas tribe. Unless you just want to be a Quran-only Muslim, and then the fulfillment of Surah 30 doesn't really work, unless you just want to be disingenuous with the text. Now, interesting one is in the name of other gods. That's where the satanic verses come in. So, Ibn Ashaq. Just go through that for a bit.
They do consider Ishmael to be a prophet in Islam,
Yes. Yeah, they do.
despite Muhammad saying that the prophets only come through Israel.
I've never studied Islam, apparently.
Yeah.
I
No, I
spent
saw
the last
that.
several years of my
And he
life.
got you
Yeah.
too. Yeah, like he got you
Oh, did
with
he?
that one. Yeah, absolutely, he got
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
Roasted me then.
all you had to do is just say it.
Well, it's the thing, you know,
He's just manifesting it, you know.
if you just studied it with a pure heart, you know,
Doing good.
you would actually get
Yeah,
it. You know? You get it.
If I studied with a pure heart, yeah.
I feel
Like,
like
you'd
if you
understand.
My eyes
study
were open to see.
if you study with a pure heart Islam, you will come away with an understanding that it is clearly satanic.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the conclusion you have to have.
Yeah.
Unless you're just
And
being
of course,
disingenuous about it.
you know, the problem is that in Islam nobody has a pure heart, right? So you can't come to the Quran or Hadith and with an untainted heart, because everyone literally has a tainted heart already.
Right.
That is not just that's not just inclined towards sin, but is literally a conduit through which Satan like inserts sin into you.
Mhm. No, I thought this was gonna be easier to read. Might not be. Is it really? It only lets you go to 500% zoom on Google. It sucks. Wow, it sucks. Okay. We're doing it this way. So this is part of the satanic verses thing where if Muhammad is prophesying in the name of a false god, he is a false prophet,
Right.
just outright. The Torahs, so again, as Muslims, you have to accept the Torah. The Torah says if a prophet gives a revelation in the name of another god, even if they retract it later, but if they just give a revelation in the name of any other god than Yahweh, which again, Allah is not Yahweh, but if they did, they would be a false prophet. This is the primary evidence of him being a false prophet right here.
Now they would
So,
say, Chris, they'd say, look, actually Quran abrogates these Torah laws, right? The issue with that is that would God really abrogate a law telling you to kill false prophets? Like, is that something that he would abrogate?
right. Or that they would actually abrogate that specific things that logically make sense. Of if you're a pagan, because shirk is the worst sin. If you speak in the name of another god, you're committing shirk. So that seems to be an Islamic standard
Right.
of Deuteronomy 18:20 through 22 seems to be Islamically favorable, where you can't commit shirk and you have to speak in truth things happen. There's nothing in Islam that goes against that. There's nothing in Judaism that goes against that. So therefore it can't be corrupted because it agrees with Islam. Everything that agrees with Islam is automatically true from the Islamic standard. So
Right.
by the standard that Muslims must accept because they have to accept the Torah, and that was obviously not abrogated because you can't commit shirk in the Quran. You can't speak falsehood in the Quran as a prophet. Uh, then you're just stuck with this problem. Where if he did in fact speak a false word, which we have at least 3 that he for sure did, and many more that he probably will, that are like unfalsifiable,
As of
but just
yet.
seem ridiculously stupid as of yet. Yeah, whenever the end actually happens,
Then
they
they
will
will
be
be
falsified. Right, but right now they're unfalsifiable. But they don't look good for
yeah, well,
Muhammad to be correct there. But
right.
even one false prophecy is enough for you to be a false prophet. So we also have this. This is Ibn Ishaq. So Sirat Rasulullah, the most important biography of Muhammad that is very authentic, very authoritative. The Muslims watching, you should accept what Ibn Ishaq is saying, because if without this book, you don't know much about Muhammad in general. He is the primary source on almost everything you know about Muhammad. So there met the apostle as he was going around the Kaaba. So I have been told, Al-Basad, son of, and Umayyah and Al-Sbi, men of reputation among their people, they said, Muhammad, come, let us worship what you worship, and you worship what we worship. You and we will combine in the matter. If what you worship is better than what we worship, we will take a share of it. And if what we worship is better than what you worship, you will take a share of that. So this is the Quraysh tribe coming to Muhammad and saying, hey, we'll worship Allah, you just worship our gods, and if our gods are weaker than your gods, then we get some benefit of worshiping your god. If your god's better than ours, then or vice versa. So God revealed concerning them.
I was gonna say, I bet my God can beat up your God. My God's bigger than your God.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. That's mostly just Allah in general. He's just like chest thumping towards the pagans.
It's so goofy.
Yeah, it really is. So God revealed concerning them, say, O disbelievers, I do not worship what you worship, and you don't worship what I worship, and I do not worship what you worship, and you don't worship what I worship. You have your religion, I have mine. one of the dumbest, shortest surahs in the entire Quran. So apparently this whole surah was just revealed to respond to this dude, or these dudes. I.e., if you will only worship God on the condition that I worship what you worship, I have no need of you at all. You can have your religion, all of it, and I have mine. Now, the apostle was anxious for the welfare of his people, wishing to attract them as far as he could. This is the Quraysh again. It has been such great surah. Yeah, I love how David Wood just has it entirely memorized and just spouts it off whenever he feels like it. Of like, create a surah like it if you can. And that's like 4 sentences. That's the whole surah. And it's not very impressive. But, you know.
And Yuhu is
Yeah.
not like the high sea, and the high sea is not like the Yuhu, because one is a drink that tastes like chocolate milk, and the other one like the fruit punch.
I see you created a surah better than the Quran.
Surah 114.
Dude, did that just come to you like right now?
150.
Yeah, like right off here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Off the dome, man.
I do not like them even
dude.
up there. I do not like
You're a prophet. You're a prophet, Jack. Yeah.
Dude, Dr. Seuss a prophet though. He said
You're a prophet,
in a
Chase.
house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam.
We have to send you.
Yeah.
We have to send you to the UK now to prophet school.
Surat
Which-
al-Sus.
Dude, Sir Al-Sus is actually Sahih because he doesn't want ham.
Bro. Oh,
Just saying.
Specifically green
Just
eggs
saying,
and
man. He's
ham,
halal.
bro.
He's halal. He saw the deception of the devil. And he's like, no. I want to become a green bird in paradise. I want nothing of your green eggs. I'm not going to commit haram by eating your ham. I am going to be, the chosen prophet of Islam.
That's going in quotes. I hope you know.
There you go. Okay. So, wishing to attract them as far as he could, has been mentioned that he longed for a way to attract them, and he mentioned that he adopted what is Ibn Hamid told me about Salama bin Ibn Ashaq, told him from Yazid, from Qurzi. Al-Qurzi is actually a really important source there. When the apostles saw that the people turned their backs on him and was pained by their estrangement from what he brought them from God, he longed that there should come to him from God a message that would reconcile his people to him. So he's desiring a message, and then all of a sudden, he gets a message. Almost as if there's like wish fulfillment happening within his messages, which we'll get to with a hadith from Aisha. Because of his love for his people and his anxiety over them, it would delight him if the obstacle that made his task so difficult could be removed, so that he meditated on the project and longed for it and was dear to him. Then God sent down by the star when it sets your comrade's air, is not deceived. He speaks not from his own desire. And when he received his words, have you thought of Alat and Aluza and Manat, the third, the other, Satan, when he was meditating upon it and desiring to bring it to reconciliation to his people, put upon his tongue. These are the exalted Garnak, I believe. Anyway, my pronunciation is not very good, my guys, but this is the cranes, the exalted cranes, or the exalted herons, the birds, the exalted birdies, whose intercession is approved. When the Quraysh heard that, they were delighted and greatly pleased at the way in which he spoke of their gods, and they listened to him, while the believers were holding that what the prophet brought them from their Lord was true, not suspecting a mistake or a vain desire or a slip. And when he reached the prostration and the end of the surah in which he prostrated himself, the Muslims prostrated themselves when their prophet prostrated, confirming what he brought and obeying his command. They all committed shirk. All the Sahaba committed shirk.
Except for Al-Walid bin al-Mughira.
Right. Because he couldn't bow down. Yeah, he's an old man. So he picked up a handful of dirt from the valley and bent over it. Yeah. That's still shirk. So Muhammad committed shirk. He spoke a name of 3 false gods. According to Deuteronomy 18, which would be an Islamic standard, he should be put to death.
Mm,
And he should not be trusted.
yeah.
So you shouldn't trust Muhammad. And he was put to death by having his aorta severed, according to his own admission. So, but we have a bunch of sources for this. We did a whole stream on just this. Ibn Taymiyyah is one of the most important dudes on it. And Ibn Taymiyyah in these satanic verses, in that book on page 75, it has a bunch of sources and pretty based stuff on it. We also have Wiki Islam, has all the sources for the satanic verses.
The ever reliable source.
What was that?
I said the ever reliable source. Opedia.
Oh, Wiki Islam. Yeah, dude. But here's all the sources for it. So it has that the abrogation, mind you, for Surah 22. The abrogation didn't happen for 8 years. So for 8 years, Muhammad was in shirk. And he seemingly had a practice of repeating surahs over and over and over and over and over again, because he would just say certain surahs during certain activities. So if he was bathing, he would say one surah. If he was like napping, he would do another surah before and after it. I don't know if he did one for specifically intercourse, but it wouldn't surprise me. He did a lot of strange things with intercourse. Yeah, so the the abrogation of the satanic verses took 8 years.
Yes.
That's
literally
so
8 years.
Yes.
If you look at the timeline from 53 to 22. Ocho años. Yes, 8 years.
For your
so it was actually
for your people. Yes, ocho años.
It's actually siete to nueve. So I do ocho just because 8 is the average of it, but it's anywhere from 7 to 9 years that it took for this to be repealed. And then he says, "Oh, and if you desire it, Satan will throw into the desire." And it happens to all the prophets. Don't worry, it happens to all the prophets. There was never a prophet before you that didn't do this, which might come from a Jews. I don't think it does, but if it does, it comes from Solomon.
That was just mad
because Solomon. Oh, what?
I said that's just Momo Cope, bro. He's just saying that to convince himself.
It for sure is Momo Cope. Yeah, there is this thing in the rabbinic sources where Solomon wrote a magic spell book, and he was influenced by the demons to add in certain things to it. So whenever people found it and started practicing witchcraft, it actually corrupted the land of Israel, and God killed them all for it. I could see how that could possibly be a source for this, but I really don't think it is. I really think this is just Mohammad Cope.
Didn't he actually write several magic books, and they're all stored in like a trunk?
Yeah. Yes, he did write multiple books. You have Seraphel helping him in that process. And actually the Babylonians had a witchcraft book in which Seraphel will help you in your witchcraft, which is interesting because that's Israfel, and that was the first angel given to Muhammad, which I have not made a video on yet, but I will. Jibril was not the first one. There's actually multiple angels reported as speaking to Muhammad to give him revelation. And it just so happens to be that the first one likely that he got was from Israfel, which is literally the same spelling, is the same root as Seraphel. And that also happens to be one of the angels of like the jinn and fire and witchcraft and weird stuff. So, because Seraphel literally means like the flaming one. So it's interesting. I need to just sit down and make a video. I want to go through all the prophets before I do some of the more interesting topics within Talmudic dilemma. And I don't know if that's shooting me in the foot or if I'm just like, I want to logically go through it rather than just bouncing around. Because I want to do ones on the evil eyes too. The evil eyes are so interesting, and it's so Jewish. It's incredibly Jewish. Yeah. Thanks for the translation.
Yes,
Chris, that's how we get all of the New Age people to stop doing the whole evil eye thing is we just tell them it's Jewish, and then they'll be like, "Oh
Then
no,
Dude, yeah.
Then they're like, oh
Right.
man,
oh I don't want to, I
Yeah.
don't know."
Netanyahu. What?
Yeah. It's like they've never actually seen anything with the Jews on it because all of them have this like amulet on it. This is the evil eye. If you see this blue eye here, that is the evil eye in the Jewish belief system.
So what does it mean?
The evil eye. So if I look at you lustfully, desiringly, or in any of those ways, there is a belief that goes back to the Babylonian superstition that I can kill you with that.
You can kill me?
I can kill you. So if I be scoping out the booty while you walking away from me, I could cause you great harm. Which is why I'll go ahead and jump into it. I have this as part of the 5 reasons why Muhammad is a false prophet, but the Talmudic dilemma is one of them. If we go through Bereshit Rabbah, you can see this real quick. Go through there, and then let's also pull up the next one. But the evil eye. It's not this section.
That's kind of all the Muslim debaters do, is they make it about the Jews, because it's kind of a popular thing to do right now.
Hold on.
Even in like conservative circles, talk about Jews.
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick. One gate. Why can't
I think people have a hard time remembering that Jews are also just people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I never understood people who are like, yeah, it's the Jews. It's like, well, they're also just people, right? So like, I'm sure there are terrible individuals who are Jews, but there are also terrible individuals who are Americans, and so it's like,
right.
I'm not going to judge someone based on their descent.
Right. So this is in Bereshit Rabbah 91. And the brothers descended, the children of Israel. They were returning to get food. Joseph, too, knew his brothers were descending to Egypt. What did he do? He positioned guards at all the stations. But even before this, we have going through different gates.
The Jews are people. Yeah.
The Jews are peoples. Wild. Okay. So what was that Jacob said? Why do you make yourselves conspicuous? Jacob said to his sons, you are mighty, you are handsome. Do not enter through one gate and do not stand in one place, so that the evil eye will not have dominion over you. Because they're so sexy, because they're so good looking, their dad is worried. Yeah, the 12 sons. The 12 sons are spicy. Because they're so spicy, he's worried that both the women and the men would desire them, and if you do that, the evil eye can have dominion over you and either cause you physical harm, spiritual harm, lead you into sin, or literally just kill you, depending on the view.
So if like, all right, let's say, I'm freaking Post Malone with
I've heard this as well.
With my diamond grill, and all my, tatted up and everything, and I'm walking down the street and somebody is like, man, I wish I was rich like Post. Post could just die. He just dropped dead.
Depending on the interpretation, yeah. So the Babylonians are way more. So again, like rabbis have changed over time. They've really started to like abstractify most of their sources because they couldn't take any of their sources literally. So they just turn everything into straight Aggidic or straight halakha, and they don't really blend any of them, even though a lot of the times they were blended. Which I know Pliny will probably disagree with me on that, but we do have the earliest sources that come out of Babylon, because the Jerusalem Talmud doesn't really care about most of the superstitious stuff in general. The Babylonian Jews are heavily influenced by Babylonian thinking, and the Babylonians were superstitious about a lot of stuff. So as he mentioned earlier, there is a rabbinic way to explain this now, is that it's just, hey, don't make people jealous of you because God will punish you in doing so. And Jacob and his 12 sons, they're like, hey, go through different things. So he's like, oh, 12 kids. We're going to destroy his family or whatever because of that. We're like jealous of how many kids he had, even though he had 13 total. I was really not that crazy of a number. Like I know several people who have that many kids now, with only one husband and one wife, let alone 4 women and one husband. Um, so the evil eye in the Babylonian sense is more mystical. It's more like you have to be protected against it. You have to have talisman or an object. Like Joseph got a shirt from paradise to protect him,
Oh,
and it
the coat
smelled
of
and it was
many
like
colors?
passed down. No,
Different.
um, different. It was given to Abraham, then he gave it to Isaac, and then he gave it to Jacob, and then that was given to Joseph. And then Joseph gave it back to Jacob, and that's how his eyesight was restored because he went blind in that version. Um, Tom is saying that you have a cool setup, Andrew.
You
Thanks.
you covered up his setup when you brought that up. Okay, hang
Post Malone
on.
is 10 or so years ago.
Okay, in my defense, he was the only person that I could think of that had a diamond grill, but there are more coming to me at the moment. Because what a way to let people know you got cash than putting them on your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a way to go. And like he literally has a song called Go Flex. Like that's what he wanted to do. Chris, your hair
Do
beard's a
we
little
feel that
crazy over there.
toothpaste jewelry is the highest form of luxury? It's like the highest like flex. Like you
Yes.
it's such an unnecessary thing to have.
Dude, it's going crazy, bro. I just look over there and I'm like, man, Chris hair not even know what he's doing. He making me covet his hair right now. Chris might die.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Also,
my hair is extremely thin, so it just gets statically charged, and I can do whatever I want with it, which is great because I don't have to comb it at all. And I can just do random, so like
Oh
acts like I
no.
have.
Dude,
What?
you got the Vegeta hairline, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like I also have like a horn now. So I
Dude,
mean,
it's
I think I
Super
win.
Saiyan.
Yeah, I'm
Based
literally
Thomas.
Super Saiyan. Yeah. So my hair has always done this, which is great. Whenever I had really long hair, I would just like shower and then like flip it out and it would just stay. Like it literally stays. It's pretty cool, pretty based. I just have to like rub it a little bit and just stays that way most of the day. So yeah. This will be my life now.
Like Akira Toriyama inspired looking.
Is evil eye a form of black magic? No, it's not really magic. It just is like they have so many weird superstitious beliefs, man. Me and Chase did a 5-hour stream on just their demonology. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen that stream is hilarious.
This is a good
The
stream.
demonology of rabbinic Judaism is so stupid. And I mean that with no disrespect, but it is very dumb. It's very superstitious. It's very 4th, 3rd, 5th, 6th century understanding thinking.
Pagan.
Very pagan, very old, very not from God, to be honest.
I'm randomly in that stream for like an hour in the middle.
It's also worth noting how obsessed it seems that the rabbis got with demons there for a while, because the Bible doesn't get obsessed with demons.
And, no, to the offending of a lot of people. A lot of people wish there was more about the demons.
Exactly, and I think that was a grace of God upon us that He didn't explain more of the spiritual realm to us, because people would have gone freaking insane. Like we barely even got that Satan fell from like lightning from heaven. Like, oof.
Yeah, but if you want, we can go through this real quick.
No, Chase. Do you not know that you can map out exactly where Satan lives? You can know his house from Scripture.
His house. Crazy.
Okay, this is Ibn Kathir on Sura 12, ayah 67. So Jacob orders his children to enter Egypt from different gates. Allah says that Jacob, peace be upon him, ordered his children when he sent Benjamin with him to Egypt to enter from different gates rather than all of them entered from one gate. Ibn Abbas. So Ibn Abbas is very important because most of these rabbinic stories in the tafsir come from Ibn Abbas. And then a variety of other dudes feared the evil eye for them because they were handsome and looked beautiful and graceful. He feared that people might direct the evil eye at them because the evil eye truly harms by Allah's decree and brings down the mighty warrior rider from his horse.
That's where the get off your high horse thing comes from.
Yeah, so not only is this rabbinic, but also the Muslims took this on, which is pretty hilarious to me. Next said, and I cannot avail you against Allah at all. This precaution will not resist Allah's decision and appointed decree. Verily, whatever Allah wills cannot be resisted or stopped.
Mm.
You know, again, Allah is evil. Verily, the decision rests only with Allah and Him. I put my trust in alone. Allah, it was but a need of Jacob's inner self which he discharged. This is the semen fingers, by the way. As a precaution against the evil eye, and verily it was endowed with knowledge because he had taught him. No, that's not the spirit fingers. That was a different one. That's like 10 ayah later. As a precaution against the evil eye, and verily he was endowed with knowledge because we had taught him, and he had knowledge that he implemented according to Kada and Atari. Yeah, Atari. So, the evil eye surely harms from the Islamic view. Just pretty funny, man. There's so many things. Jalailan on the same thing also says, lest the evil eye smite you. So the way he actually exegetes that passage, if I find Jalailan here, he said, "Oh, my sons, do not enter Egypt by one gate, but enter separate gates, lest the evil eye smite you." It's great, dude.
Jalailan knew what he was talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
Dude. The fingers one, if you haven't seen that video's that video's a little extra.
No, so extra.
Just a little extra. It's fine. My editor was like, "Bro, I'm gonna stop defending you with all the gay accusations. You don't stop calling, you don't stop calling Joseph handsome. It's over." Anyway, these are all the sources for the satanic verses. I'll go ahead and throw that in chat.
We need a compilation of all the times that you said that Joseph is sexy. we need a Joseph is sexy compilation.
It's at least 20 times now on camera, which is the funniest part.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but today AP released a song on AP Music or whatever it's called, Apostate Music.
Oh, about Kamini?
Kamini, yeah.
I'll have to go watch
the song literally just called Death to Kamini.
Yeah.
It's a good song. Like, don't get me, the song is good.
Yeah.
The lyrics
I think it's
are
F around F around find out.
FAFO,
yeah, is the name of the song. Yeah. Pretty silly. Pretty bass. Pretty good song.
It is a good song, yeah.
Yeah. I was really impressed the fact that he was able to I knew it, Chris is gay. Thanks, my guy. Thanks. Sure, I'm not gay. I have 2 kids, but I guess.
Yeah. With Joseph, bro.
With Joseph. Going back in history.
Hashem is great.
So satanic verses. So he revealed the name of other gods and then bowed down to them and convinced his followers also to bow down to them, which is shirk. He committed false prophecies. He has a bunch of contradictions in the text itself. So the Quran says if there's any contradictions in it, surely it would not be from Allah. So we have the days of creation being messed up, the order of creation being messed up, the inheritance rights being messed up, the time of nursing when weaning, whether it's 24 months or 31 months, that's messed up. You also have all the errors like Haman being in Pharaoh's court, the mix up with the test of the people with the cupping of the hands and drinking water, Mary and Miriam, Gideon, Saul, that's in Surah 2, ayah like 175 to like 189.
Solomon.
Solomon, all the Solomon stuff, all that. You have so many problems in the Quran, so many mix-ups. And you have all of the like logical errors itself, like things that just don't actually happen, like stars being missiles to shoot down jinn. So like all the scientific errors as well, like humans created from a blood clot, created from
Sperm.
in contradictions to the human created, sperm drop, the two semen theory, like all of
Flat
it,
Earth.
man. Yeah, much contradiction.
Two Siemens theory. I like.
Is so wild.
It's like how on
He
TikTok,
blew into her
there's a
farge. Yeah.
on TikTok, everybody has a new theory. You ever just open a TikTok and then it has no context, and then you go to the comments and they say, "Oh, it's the bluebird in the window theory." And you're like, "What?" It's oh yeah, Muhammad had the two Siemens theory.
I mean, it's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't, but you know, they say the number one thing that causes the ummah to doubt nowadays is the character of Muhammad.
Right, which we'll go through. We'll go through that today. So that's why you should believe in it. This video is only increasing my iman.
The faith of the believer is increased. Yes.
Yeah, his faith. All right. So let's go through the special revelations of Muhammad. So this is one of the other reasons why he was a false prophet. He just so happened to give a bunch of prophecies that only benefit him. Interestingly enough, So we have all the wish fulfillment stuff, which I want to throw up this one. So this is Sahih Bukhari, 4788. I used to look down upon those ladies who had given themselves to Allah's messenger, and I used to say, can a lady give herself to a man? But when Allah revealed, you, Muhammad, can postpone the turn-off of whom you will, your wives, and you may receive any of them whom you will. And there's no blame on you if you invite one of them, one whose turn you have set aside. I said to the Prophet, I feel that your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. This is from Surah 33, which we'll go through in a
Aisha said
bit.
that, right?
Aisha said this, yes.
Yeah.
Narrated Aisha. I feel like your Lord hastens in fulfilling your wishes and desires. Because Muhammad's not God or anything. Especially by the time of Surah 33, he's definitely God. Like he had fully known that he was God. Especially because like after this, he didn't give the Bismillah for Ayah 9 and not Surah 9, and also didn't like he declares by himself a decree in Surah 33. So even in this surah, which we'll go through in a minute, even within the surah, he says, what Allah and I declare, you have no right in debating.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't mean to be crass, but I feel like, Aisha literally felt the Lord hastening his wishes and desires.
Yeah, when she was 6.
9, yeah.
Well, 9, to be fair, but yeah.
Well, you see,
Joseph
Chris,
Smith was even better than this dude.
You just
He
don't.
was, yes.
You don't get it.
Giga shark.
The way it works, in orthodoxy, right? They talk about that theosis, right? Okay, so think about it.
Mhm.
Think about this in Islam, right? So think about it like this: Muhammad was so close to Allah that his understanding of what Allah wants was like this. Okay, he had gone through perfect Islamic theosis, and he was walking perfection on earth. So he got to the point where he said, I don't need to wait for revelation. I'm the revelation. And it was 100% just like Palpatine, right? He's sitting there and it's like,
danger.
I am the Senate, right? When somebody questions Muhammad says, I am the revelation. And then, yeah.
The Imperial Senate was no concern.
He was perfect, and so he perfectly aligned his will with Allah, so he can make his own declarations, and he knows big homie Allah got it. All right, he gonna do it.
He gonna do it.
Like DJ Khaled, God did. All right,
dude.
Yeah, I think
DJ Khaled.
there's also another one. Yeah. So it's also in Sahih Muslim, by the way. The same thing. So Sahih Muslim 1464a. It seems to me that your Lord hastens to satisfy your desire.
Mm.
So Aisha knew she ain't stupid. She was like 14 whenever she said that too, which is wildly based.
Yeah.
I feel
Anyways,
like
this is Surah 49.
I was gonna say
Aisha.
Thomas's comment is very accurate. He trumped my argument.
Yeah,
I was
Alan
wrong.
is
Alan
You're
is
right.
Momo's PP, yeah. It's true. It's true. So we have this beauty, and I know people who haven't actually like fully read every page of the Quran. You likely have never heard this because this is on the like low key end of the stupidity of Muhammad and Allah in the Quran. I never actually hear people bring this up, but I think it's hilarious. So this is the opening to Surah 49. This is towards the end of his ministry. O you who believe, do not go ahead in the presence of Allah and his messenger, and keep your duty to Allah. Indeed, Allah is the hearer and the knower. So you must behave when you're in front of Muhammad. So you have to be good boy and girl in front of Muhammad. O you who believe, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet, nor shout when speaking to him as you shout to one another, so that your works are not made useless while you do not realize. If you were to shout or talk louder than Muhammad, you are going to hell. Why?
because your works are made useless.
Well, yes, that's what this is literally that's what this means. It says on Judgment Day your works will not benefit you, so you're going to hell. If your works are useless on Judgment Day, you're guaranteed hellfire because the scale judgment is you only have bad sin at that point,
Right.
or only have the bad book at that point. So this is like, hey, you're going to hell, but why in the world did Allah find this necessary to say, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet, nor shout when speaking to him?
Because the
Why
prophet
was this
always
so important?
wins debate.
Because the Prophet always wins. Oh, I mean, I guess, but like, Magic Arabic makes it better.
Yes, but Chris, you
Yeah.
don't know the Arabic, Chris.
Yeah,
How
yeah, it's
could
true. You have to read in Arabic. It's fair.
How could you possibly understand?
Right. It's so stupid, man. So if you talk louder than, it's not even if you shout at him, but if you just talk louder than the Prophet around him, you're going to hell. Especially because it's like, hey, do not like you must behave in the presence of Muhammad. You can't be in the presence of Allah. So this part's nonsense. So behave in the presence of Muhammad, and if you talk louder than him, you're going to hell. Indeed, those who lower their voices in the presence of the messenger of Allah, those are the ones whose hearts Allah has proven to righteousness. Theirs will be forgiven an immense reward. Indeed, those who call you from behind the private apartments, most of them have no sense.
Real.
So if he's in a house and they're like, hey, Mohammed, are you in there? This is literally what he means. So what this means is if you're in your house or if he's in any of his wives' houses and someone comes by and is like, Mohammed, are you in there? You're going to hell. Or you at least have no sense and you have a problem with your heart. And if they had patience until you come forth to them, it would have been better for them. So instead of asking if he's in a place or like, hey, Muhammad, I need something, you just have to sit there and be patient and wait. Muhammad's not God or anything, but you know, the private apartment, is that an also reference?
I can only imagine, like, you know, the SpongeBob episode when they think Squidward's a ghost, they think they killed Squidward, and like he just actually fell into all the makeup, and like he's just now really pale. They parade him around on the chair, and they a grape fresh from the vine, one watermelon fresh from the manure fields. Yeah, he got the yeah.
In Arabic, it actually just says believe in one God over and over again for that part.
Right, yeah. A banana peeled to your liking.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Oh, you who believe, if a transgressor brings you news, verify it so you do not strike some people in ignorance and afterward repent of what you did. That seems like a pretty casual statement of, hey, make sure the person sinned before you murder them. But you know, I guess, hey, if you can just repent afterward, it's fine. And you know that the messenger of Allah is among you. If he were to obey you in much of the government, you would surely be in trouble. But Allah has endeared the faith to you and has made it pleasing to your hearts and has made disbelief and lewdness and rebellion hateful to you. Such people are the ones who are the rightly guided. Bounty and favor from Allah and Allah is the knower of the wise. And if two parties of believers begin fighting, then make peace between them. And if one party of them does wrong to the other, fight the group that does wrong until it returns to the decree of Allah. Then, if it returns, make peace between them justly and act equitably. Indeed, Allah loves the just. So this is why Shia and Sunnis fight each other, because they both believe they're the group that is doing that.
Hang on.
Yeah, but the believers are nothing other than brothers, therefore make peace between your brothers and observe your duty to Allah. They fail this. So this is like Muslims have been slaughtering each other since the beginning. The first generation of Muslims, the Sahaba, they went to war against each other and slaughtered each other. But yeah.
Would you mind, hang on, 1 Corinthians 6, would you mind sharing my screen? I'm going to share my screen real quick. Just to give us a little bit of a comparison here to how the true God asks believers to handle one another in a godly way. So we have here 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Dare any of you having a matter against one another go to law before the unrighteous and not before the saints? Do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? And he goes on to say, but brothers go to law against brothers before unbelievers. And now, therefore, this is what I was wanting to get to. Now, therefore, it is already an utter failure for you that you go to law against one another. Why do you not rather accept wrong? Why do you not rather let yourselves be cheated? Right? This is how the Lord actually desires for believers to like behave properly, you know, just accept that they stole 50 bucks, you know, like accept that the vending machine done stole the tree 50, like just chill the heck out, calm down. Whereas here, Muhammad is actively encouraging the slaughtering of your friends until they agree with you. Which is completely ambiguous, mind you. Anyways, just thought I'd share that the Lord is actually super based and not just some fear-mongering, you know, public like
evil warlord.
Right, who desires that the most people be satisfied. The Lord just wants you to be good to one another. He even discourages going to law. Like don't even
like sue each other.
Yeah, don't sue each other.
Right. Super best. Tom asks, why does he have the Thaddeus's profile picture?
He doesn't.
He does.
He does?
Yeah. That thing to the right?
No, I thought Thaddeus's profile pic was different.
That's Thaddeus's. It's reasoned answers. Anyway.
You're right.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. Well, I guess Andrew's back now. Hey, Andrew, why do you have Thaddeus's profile picture for your like default?
Huh?
That.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that.
Well, so okay, hold on. So we're
okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much we're using a seat on another person's StreamYard.
Oh, that's
Uh,
his profile pic?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
crazy.
he was just assigned to me. I don't know. It's just been mine since I got on.
This is not some goofy red lambda symbol.
Yeah, that mean yeah. What does that even mean?
Also, thank you, Jack Ray, for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. Yeah. Aw, thank you, my guy. Yeah, I love
Sons of
Thaddeus.
Thunder
I
needs
talk to
to be up
Mary
there.
on a I
I
talk to Mary on a semi-regular basis. I love her so much. She's so based. Very strong-willed woman. Awesome, awesome lady. Warrior for God. But anyway. So he caused you to inherit their land and their houses and their wealth. This is Surah 33. O prophet, say to your wives, if you desire the life of this world and its adornment, come, I will make you content and release you with good release. But if you desire Allah and His Messenger, the dwelling place of the hereafter, then indeed Allah has prepared an immense reward for the good among you. O you wives of the Prophet, whoever among you commits obvious lewdness, the punishment for her will be doubled, and that is easy for Allah. So this is a threat against the wives of Muhammad that if you cheat on him, you will be beaten to death. And that's easy for Allah. It's very childish wording too. That's easy for Allah. You're going to die. That's easy for him.
I
Yep.
take offense to your comment, Tom. We don't. You're correct. We try. We've been trying for a weekly up. It's it's been hard in these streets. We do be streaming 3 times a week, 4 times if you counted that one Saturday stream. That probably won't ever happen again, unfortunately.
Oh,
So
no. It might.
you
It
know,
might. It might. If I ever have the freedom to do another day of the week,
it would. I'd love to do an open debate stream, particularly just because I think it reaches the most people, but also because it's enjoyable. It's fun. The next upload will be very based. Everyone will enjoy the next upload. We got some cooking in the works about the rationality argument against determinism. So God tier topic.
Or shorter videos. Shorter videos are just hard to make, man. At least for me.
Yeah, short form videos are difficult. And I'm assuming you don't mean shorts because Andrew puts out shorts like a madman.
I really do.
right.
I do be trying to crank out shorts as much as possible, and even
I still
though
can't
it hasn't been
comment on them.
successful yet.
It's really annoying.
I don't understand YouTube's shorts algorithm. I have not cracked the code.
Yeah, it's rough. To get over 1,000 is pretty challenging. They typically give everyone 1,000 views per short, and then just bottle cap it hard.
Yeah, we have one TikTok that has finally. We had one get 12,000 views. That was our. Outside of that, it's not great. Oh
nice. Nice. Yeah. Anyway, we can talk about that. You can also just stream the Thursday streams on your channel if you want more content.
No, it's not really that. Like that's not a it's not a content problem. Like streaming helps grow your like the viewers that you already have, whereas like videos help get more viewers. So that's a bit of a
to
different
block
thing.
YouTube short content areas. My YouTube is shorts free on my browser. It's pretty based actually.
That's really interesting.
You've missed all of my amazing shorts.
Super based.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So I mean, to be honest with you, this next video that we're going to make will be cut up into probably 3 short videos, because of the topic and how it's divided. But
this is the first I'm hearing of this.
So. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I still have yet to share the notes with you. It's fine, but that's kind of how it will go. But it'll probably be a pretty longer form video in general.
Nice. Okay. So we have him cursing his wives if they cheat on him. This is so the topic right now, because it's been a minute since we've been on the topic. The topic right now is the revelations given to Muhammad that are self-serving, that only benefit him. And it's very strange. Why are there so many self-serving revelations just for Muhammad? And Surah 33 is like the hallmark. So like this surah by itself kind of disproves Muhammad as a true prophet, in my opinion. And whoever is among you is submissive to Allah and his messengers and does what is right, we will give her reward to her twice over, and we have prepared for her a rich provision. Well, the reward of women in paradise is to wait for their husbands to get bored of their infinite sex slaves to then have intercourse with them while getting drunk and possibly having intercourse with girls. Because there's debate on whether the women can also participate with the houris and the gilman. So maybe they're having intercourse with children, both boy and girl, because that is the robots of paradise are 11-year-old girls and like 8-year-old boys. That's what you can choose from in the Islamic paradise. So the women can possibly participate in the children as well as the men, or they just have to wait for their husbands to get bored of the children and then they can do whatever. So it's just like what he visits them twice as often. I don't know what the reward would be that's twice as good as a normal reward for a woman in paradise in Islam.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could you imagine though, like, I feel like getting drunk isn't exactly like
A paradise,
a
it's like right.
great thing to do.
Honestly,
It's not.
someone who day drinks is
Depends on
like
who you
the
are.
most pathetic on the planet.
That's
Like
what I'm.
whenever you think of like stereotypes, like what's a pathetic loser stereotype? And it's just someone who like day drinks passed
Day
out on the
drink.
couch.
Yeah, day drinking.
And that's
White
literally Islamic
trash.
paradise, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have couches. So you're just like day drinking on the couch waiting for stuff. Yeah. We need more Shamer Street. I really want to make that into like a proper game show. And if you have free time, I might get you to help me program it. And we could actually make like a legit video game that people can join.
It just
And
takes
I
so
can
much
just
time.
post it on my stream. Making a video game? It's fine.
No, not that, but like
Um,
pulling together all the sources and finding the actual like whatever they're called
Oh, I
fix
have them.
and all. Like
I
I know
have
what you're
them.
saying, but like pulling all that
Yeah.
stuff together does take some time.
Right.
If you would be glad to help, bro, we'll participate in Shamrock. We were the first guinea pigs, you have to remember. So it
You
was a lot of
were.
fun
That
too.
was back when it was just a slideshow, yeah. If I make it into like an actual video game with assets, I think it'd be a lot of fun. If we could just like I might just go to different channels and like
Yeah, and
have people play my game. Yeah, then I can't say anything about the what Islam says about Jews, otherwise it will get taken down.
So we have
Which is
learned.
still crazy to me. We went over some wild subjects in that stream.
Absolutely terrifying.
Some of like the darkest stuff in Islam. And what got it taken down was what the Quran says about Jews. Anyway,
I think that's probably just what somebody reported it for. Did
no,
it get
so
reported?
it was automated.
Or was that was an
It was
automated
automated.
thing? Okay.
It was an automated system because I made a post on it with the same quotation. That post also got flagged. So if you say that sentence in a video, it'll get automatically flagged by YouTube.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
we're
in a
thinking
post.
using Unreal Engine, Unreal 6, probably,
Definitely not Unreal, probably Unity. Because I already have Unity and I haven't uninstalled it from the last video game I made. So
You made another video
honestly,
game?
like, and yeah, actual anti-Semites get to. Yeah, I've made a video game before. Actual anti-Semites get to spew nonsense 24/7. I hate it, dude. Like, I'm probably one of the most pro-Jew Christians on YouTube for sure. Like, I get accused of being a Jew all the time. Literally every other week, I get accused of being a Jew.
Yeah, you're a Mossad agent, bro.
I'm a Mossad agent infiltrating. Yeah. I have gotten paid in shekels before, so there is that.
You're 7,000.
No, it was. I wish it was 7,000. That's $15.
Realistically,
15 shekels.
yeah.
Um, but no, yeah, man. How do I send a link? You could send it just in Discord. But okay, we'll go over that offline. We'll discuss making the video game. But you know, I've
Yeah.
made a video game. Robo Racing was the name of it. It was a 2D platformer. It's pretty based. So that's also in Unity.
Nice.
You can actually play my video game if you want.
Oh,
Yeah. Might send it to you guys after as well. I never actually fixed a bug on level 2, so there's level 2 is insanely hard for no reason, but I can't be bothered to fix it. So yeah. Anyway. O you wives of the prophet, you are not like any other women. If you keep your duty, then do not speak too softly, so that he in whose hearts is a disease do not lust, and speak in a normal tone. So you can't speak as a woman, you have to speak as some of like monotone, semi-masculine. Otherwise men might lust after you. And you also have to speak behind a veil. So and say in your houses and stay in your houses. He's literally like locking them up in dungeon towers type beat. Do not
Type
display
beat.
yourselves with the display of the time of ignorance. Be regular in prayer. Give alms and obey Allah and his messenger. Obey his messenger. Allah's wish is only to remove uncleanliness far from you, O people of the house, and cleanse you with thorough cleansing. People of the house is the dumbest statement in the Quran, in my opinion. Oh, people of the house. And he's literally just talking about his wives.
Oh, people.
people of the house.
That's crazy. I could
Yeah.
not even imagine. Like,
Al-Hil Kitab, like the people of the book, and like Al-Hil
you just have
Nasara
some
is like the
random.
people of Christians, or
You have like,
Al-Hil Injil. But
you
no,
know how you have like when you're a kid.
Abayats.
You know, when
Yeah.
you're a kid and like you're somebody be calling your dad's phone, but he was like away from his phone. It would be like Jake from work or something like that, you know. So you have to be like, Dad, you know, Jake from work's calling, but instead it's like you're a Muslim kid and it just says woman of the house.
Oh, woman of the house, clean dishes, or you will be
House
beaten.
beckons
Yeah.
to the person
Yeah.
of the house.
Oh, you know, I've played that game actually. The Islamic dilemma fighting game. Like you randomly shuffle phrases and you see if you can beat them in like a Dawa. No, it's the Dawa Wars, I think is the name of it. It's pretty based. It's pretty cool.
Is that
It's
like
not rubber racing, it's robo, like robot. Robo racing. It's not rubber racing. That sounds way worse.
that does sound way worse. But you remember? Did you ever play The Secret of Monkey Island, Chris?
Mabahala. That's what it was. The Secret to Monkey Island. No.
Oh, Andrew, did you ever play The Secret of Monkey Island?
No.
Okay. Well, in the game, there's a portion. Since it's a point and click adventure, fighting is hard to program in a game like that. So what they did instead was they made it so that, you know, whenever you're like sword fighting, you just choose dialogue options, and whichever one is the sickest burn wins. So like, you know, avast ye, your mother is a, you know, and then you just like you insult
Yeah.
each other. I feel like that would go pretty
That's what this
hard in
game
an
is,
Islamic dilemma game.
Mahala Mayhem is that. Have you played it?
Bahala Mayhem, bro.
Yeah, it's Chris from Speaker's Corner's game. He made a game where you just insult each other in Mabahalas. And whoever comes up with the better case for their thing, they win. The other one is smited and is like struck by lightning and dies.
Cool. Chris from
It's
Speaker's
pretty
Corner.
based, man. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty based. We talked about it a while ago. Man, I'm waiting to do a stream with Chris again, but he's been so busy with the book. I like he pops on Discord every once in a while, like send text, and he's also been sick.
Once every freaking blue moon, it's like
I
think the earth is going to shatter every time he comes into the Discord. I'm like, this is a world event.
No, we have a private group chat and that he talks significantly more in about the book. So he still hops on. He just doesn't go into the big server that often anymore.
Dang.
But yeah. Cool dude, very cool. Even off the camera, I've had a bunch of conversations with Chris. Really chill dude. Anyway, off topic. Where can I play these games? The Mubahala Mayhem is just a browser game, and I think you can literally just go to like Mubahala Mayhem. It's literally just this. It's a website. You know, like Chef Logic.
This God Logic,
Sam
Sam Shamoon. Is that for Reed?
Fareed, yeah, Fareed and Ali Daba, I think.
That's so funny.
But it's literally just play here.
That's
Oh,
pretty
wait.
sick though.
We gotta wait, hold on. I gotta share this with audio though, because the audio is so based. You'll never see this same way again. Share with audio, share. All right. I've shared with audio. So now I have cookies, it should load faster. Listen to this. It might be a little loud, just so you guys are aware.
Bro, I challenge you, bro, to a mubah.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
And you can be.
I have breakfast in bed every single day.
Guys, we're 162 pounds away.
Then I can sit at this table right now with Mike Winger and not.
I'm ready to do mubah with you. I'm ready.
This earth is only 4,000 years old, 6,000 years old.
This
That's
AI,
so awful.
that's
Okay,
insane.
Yeah, you have Mohammed's home, the secret hotel, Doodle Cornane's iron ball,
Iron Wall.
The moon.
split, the place where the sun sets, Menji's bedroom, a Moshed, a church, a McDonald's. I mean,
He totally stole AP's freaking intro music too.
Yeah, he did. It's awesome. It's great, man. Then we can just like throw in a bunch of ones and hit play. I don't know if it's loud for all you guys. I'm sorry for this. Sura flex because Allah is a prime number. Allah is thinking.
But you fell into the same trap and mistake.
There we go. Anyway,
That's so
so
funny.
that's the game.
Explain
pretty
how
great.
I so much.
Mubahala mayhem. Crazy.
Dude.
It's pretty awesome, dude. Yeah, pretty awesome. I hope AP doesn't strike the stream. But it should be fun. The big server reminds me of country people saying, "Go up to the big city." I love this so much. It's pretty awesome, man.
I wish I could translate
Anyway,
this
so
for you, buddy. I can't. I don't know what mubahala is in Spanish. I'm sorry. No
The cursing of
comprende.
Allah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know what cursing is. Or like the test of Allah. Anyway, so you have the Ahil, albeit people of the house, the women. People of the house, it still just
Mm.
and cleanse you with a thorough cleansing, and bear in mind what is recited in your house in the science of Allah, and indeed, and wisdom. Excuse me. And indeed, Allah is subtle, aware. Indeed, men who I hate indeed so much now. Indeed, men who surrender to Allah, and women who surrender, and men who believe, and women who believe, and men who obey, and women who obey, and men who speak the truth, and women who speak the truth, and men who persevere, and women who persevere, and men who are humble, and women who are humble, men who give alms, women who give alms, men who fast, women who fast, and men who guard their modesty, and women who guard their modesty, and men who remember Allah a great deal, and women who remember, and Allah has prepared for them forgiveness and a vast reward. There you go. There's my rap. It is not fitting for a believing man or a believing woman when Allah and his messenger have settled a matter that they should claim any say in the matter, whoever is rebellious to Allah and his messenger, and he indeed goes astray in obvious error. So again, when Allah and his messenger have settled something, they don't worship Muhammad or anything, but you know, that's good. It's good to know.
Yeah.
But it is his voice. Why would it not be his actual? Or did someone make it for him? I don't know. I've not been around long enough to know the lore for AP's intro song. Let me close that. Open this up. Okay. So he's obviously given himself special permissions. He's obviously given himself like, hey, do not touch my wives, don't look at my wives, don't talk to my wives, don't go near them. And when you said to him to keep on Allah, well, when you said to him on whom Allah has conferred favor and you have conferred favor, keep your wife to yourself and fear Allah, and you hid in your mind what Allah was going to bring to light, and you feared mankind, whereas Allah has a better right that you should fear him. So when Zayd had performed that necessary formality from her, we gave her to you in marriage so that there may be no sin for believers in regard to the wives of their adopted sons. When the latter have performed the necessary formality from them, the commandment of Allah must be fulfilled. So this is about Zainab, his cousin, who married Zayd because she was already, so this is after his creepy friend, not Uthman. Was it Uthman? No, Imar. It's after Imar was lusting after his wives while they were pooping, so they started covering up. So she was covered up. She didn't have her face exposed, or no, she had her whole body covered except her face. So this is not a full burqa, it was just a hijab plus a full dress. And he looked at her face, and he's like, she's not that pretty. I'm not interested in her. So he gave Zainab, his cousin, to his son-in-law. Then he saw her basically naked, and he's like, oh, she hot. And then said, oh Allah, what, like, whenever you cause the heart to turn, and he said it loudly so she could hear it. She told it to Zayd. Zayd divorced her, and then he married her because he saw her like she's a butterface essentially. It is what it is. So that's why there was the heart to change. And you hid in your mind what Allah was going to bring to light, and you feared. So it's so silly, man. Not only is this kind of evil, we gave her to you in marriage so that there may be no sin for believers in regard to wives of their adopted sons. The adoption was ended at this point in time, so there are no more adopted sons. So the reasoning Allah gives for why this happened to begin with was to let people know it's fine to marry your adopted sons' wives because this would be incest, according to the Quran, which is
Right.
incredible. Absolutely incredible. I believe it's Surah 42. No, it's Surah 25:31, if I remember correctly. No, it's not that. What is it? I literally just made a stream on it, or I made a video on it. I just made a short on it. It's 431 defines who you can have intercourse with, or 414. And it's like, obviously you don't have intercourse with the women of your house. But anyway, getting off topic. Surah 4 defines it. Surah, I think it might be 24. One of the 20s, like in this section, it defines where you can and can't have sex with. And your daughter-in-law is included in the people you cannot have intercourse with. So he was having intercourse. He married a woman who was mahram to him. Pretty obviously false.
Yeah.
Pretty wrong. So he was doing incest by his own standard. So he abolished adoption so it would no longer be incest. And then he gave this argument for them to know, hey, it's not actually incest. So stupid, man. Then you also have 50. But
Every time I hear that story, it just it's so gross.
yeah. Is 33 the best moral example? No. In Surah 33, it says that Allah is the greatest moral example for all of humanity. So in this story that you just said, it makes you like really gross. In this surah, Allah calls Muhammad the greatest representative of humanity and also the seal of the prophets. He is the seal of the prophets in this surah. So he is prescribing to himself all of these wonderful things. He is the seal of the prophets, so no one can change his words afterward, because he said, hey, you can't marry my wives after I've died. So if a prophet comes later to say, hey, I can marry his wives, that would abrogate Muhammad, so he's the seal of the prophets. Yeah. Oh, you believe if you marry believe in women and divorce them before you have touched them, there's no period and that you should reckon, but provide for them release and release them honorably. This is deadly whenever you combine it with Surah 50 or 65:4. The iddah for divorced children is 3 months. According
Yeah.
to the Quran. Well, Surah 33:49 says if you marry a believe in women and divorce them before you have touched them, there is no iddah.
Oh.
Which would guarantee that if there is an iddah, you've had intercourse.
Right. Okay.
Surah 65 then would guarantee that you've had intercourse with that child.
Oh.
So those two combined guarantees child marriage and child intercourse, according to the Quran. So the Quran allows both. Yeah. Surah 33 is just the gift that keeps on giving. O Prophet, indeed, we have made lawful to you your wives to whom you have paid their dowries, and those to whom your right hand possesses. So again, you can have sex slaves of those whom Allah has given you as spoils of war, and the daughters of your uncle on your father's side, and the daughters of your aunts on your father's side, and the daughters of your uncle on your mother's side, and the daughters of your aunts on your mother's side who immigrated with you. So all these cousins he's marrying. And a believing woman, if she gives herself to the Prophet and the Prophet desires to take her in marriage, a privilege for you alone, not for the believers. So it's like, oh, Muhammad didn't get special privileges. Yes, he did.
None.
Yeah. None whatsoever. Yeah. We are aware of what we command them we are aware of what we commanded them regarding their wives and those whom their right hands possess, so that you may be free from blame. For Allah is always forgiving and merciful. So he's like, hey, I know I said earlier that I also was in this category and that I shouldn't be having more than 4 wives, and I can't do all these things. It's like, no, I can have unlimited wives. It's just me though. Yeah. Yeah. So he knows he's contradicting himself. He even points out, like, we are aware of what we commanded. We are aware that this is a contradiction, but it's fine. Beautiful. Wonderful. Amazing. You can delay those whom you will among them and receive to those whom you will, and whomever you desire among those whom you have set aside. So again, this is whom you have set aside. This is like Zainab. He didn't want Zainab because she wasn't hot enough. He saw that she was hot enough and he decided to get her back. It is no sin for you. That is better, that they may be comforted and not grieve, and may all be pleased with you with what you give them. Allah knows what is in your hearts, and Allah is always forgiving and merciful. Yeah. It is not allowed for you to take women from now on, nor that you should exchange them for other wives. He still did this, even though their beauty pleases you, except those whom your right hand possesses. So he still gives himself an out. Like, hey, I can still take sex slaves. I mean, it's fine. But yeah. And then a bit later on, it does say, oh, this is also pretty funny. Oh, you who believe, do not enter the dwellings of the Prophet for a meal without waiting for the proper time unless permission is granted to you. But if you are invited, enter, and when your meal is ended, then depart. Do not linger for conversation. Indeed, that would cause annoyance to the Prophet, and he would be shy of you. But Allah is not shy of the truth. So the actual translation here, because Pickthall does a pretty terrible job, and Robert Spencer didn't really change Pickthall's wording much. What this actually means is he is too shy to tell you. So it annoys him, but he's too shy to tell you. But Allah is not too shy to tell you the truth. And when you ask anything of them, ask it of them from behind a curtain. That is pure for your hearts and for their hearts. This is talking about his wives. So the wives, do not talk to anyone unless there is a literal curtain separating you so that they can't see you. And you have to talk monotone so they can't lust after your voice. It is not for you to cause annoyance to the messenger of Allah, nor that you should ever marry his wives after him. Indeed, that would be offensive in Allah's sight. You cannot annoy the Prophet. You can't talk over him. You can't marry his wives. But he's not God.
So everybody else's wives are up for grabs, but his is not.
Yeah, that's how low IQ flourishes for the cousin marriage. Yeah, but he's not God.
No,
Andrew.
of course not.
Remember, no. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He gets all these special privileges. Like even Aisha points out, because this is the thing that she was pointing out to. This is what she was quoting of whomever you desire, you can take. And she's like, wow, your Lord hastens to fulfill your desires. Yeah. So if you annoy him, you're going to hell. And then also in here it has, I forgot what ayah it is. Tom, if you remember what ayah it is for, he is the role model for all of humanity from Surah 33. I guess I could just Google that. Role model for
So,
humanity. Surah
do we think
33.
the annoying orange
Wait, I
is
passed it.
haram and going to hell? The annoying orange would have annoyed Muhammad so greatly. He is definitely going to suffer in the hellfires.
Oh, wait, no, he zoomed in. That's such a cute puppy.
We have her.
Chewing a bone.
This is she's chewing on her collar, oddly enough.
Oh, okay.
I use a prong collar because mom does not like to listen. And it's got a chain that hangs down and she just gets a hold of it. But she is another reason why Muhammad is a false prophet, because she's a black dog and she's the best dog I've ever had. So
yeah, it comes from Babylonian superstitions.
yeah, well, the Babylonians are false prophets too.
Fair. Again, just everything's stolen. It's all made up. The points don't matter. So indeed, in the messenger of Allah, you have an excellent example for him who looks to Allah in the last day and remembers Allah a great deal. So he's not God or anything. He's not, special.
Of course not.
66:1 is also pretty funny.
Why would you say that?
Oh, Prophet, why do you permit what Allah has made lawful for you, trying to please your wives, and Allah's merciful, forgiven? Do you remember the backstory to this ayah?
Yeah. Because he got caught with his slave.
Yep.
Thomas, I'm curious if you've seen any, like,
she's in fact a cutie.
She is very, very in fact cute. Because like I know Muslims tend to not treat dogs the best. I didn't know if you had any firsthand experience with that same thing.
I'm not sure of his answer. I know in I think it's Afghanistan, they have a yearly culling of dogs where they just go out to the streets and the government pays people to kill dogs.
Yeah.
So they just go out and you get heads or tails and bring them for money.
Crazy.
And just a bashing of dogs, and like pick them up and throw them against walls. Yeah. Smash their heads in the bricks, decapitate them, beat them with bats.
Okay, so it is there too. Yeah, I figured it would be. It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
It makes me very sad. I don't know. Thomas, did it ever hurt your pure soul seeing what was happening?
I wasn't laughing about the dog situation. I was laughing a lot about
this comment.
Yes.
Just imagine the idea of a 7th century man stunned by a talking orange and thinking it's the forbidden fruit.
Oh, it's
but you know the
definitely
fruit
forbidden.
The fruit actually,
right?
The fruit
Who
praised
ate the
Muhammad.
apple? Allah ate it.
All of his food praised Muhammad and was very happy to be taken into his mouth.
It's true. They wanted to enter his mouth and be digested. They wanted to become his poop. Super bad. Because, the rocks would pray to Muhammad as he passed by. The trees would weep under him because they wanted his butt to caress them. The food would do a bismillah as it entered Muhammad's mouth. But yeah. So, there's legitimately, like, the government pays people, like he said, $50 to just go and kill dogs. So you get $50 per, and that's a good bit of money in that society. Like, if you kill 10 dogs, that's an entire month's worth of, like, income. So you just go to the streets, find as many street dogs as you can, and just butcher them. It's super messed up, super evil, super depraved.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, Muhammad was a slaver. Actually, before I get into that, I need to go to the pee. I'll be right back.
All right, Chase, it's our time to shine.
No, finally, that guy's gone.
All right, we've taken over the stream.
You know, Andrew, I've been thinking the gaming channel. I've been thinking, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do stuff on there. I just don't have time. But now I feel motivated again. But not sorry, go ahead.
Well, the hard part has just been finding appropriate games to play.
Yeah, and time. The
Time.
problem with the Pokemon playthrough was that I had to use like my capture card, and since I only have one monitor at my personal desk, I couldn't like monitor the recording and the Pokemon, so it always made me nervous every time I hit record, just seemed like if it would even work. But it always did. It just made me nervous. But I'm thinking maybe
We could play Age of Mythology.
maybe I could do a Pokemon randomizer Nuzlocke on the channel, because that's something that I could just stream. But the problem is streams don't get pushed, so it's not like the video is going to get a whole lot of views or anything like that. The duality of man. It's easier to stream, but
Oh, it's like $5 according to that. Sorry, I thought 50 was quite a lot, but I was just trusting your judgment.
I also like. I want to do like book reviews as like just short videos. I am terrible about actually like documenting when I don't take notes when I read. And I need to, because I know what I got from the book, but if I sat in front of a camera and just had to like talk it out, what I learned from the book, I'll act like I never even read it. So I want to do that as some like more short form video options as well, especially with all like specifically the religious books I've been reading, but or the like historical books I've been reading.
lawn mowing.
Okay, that's like I mowing the lawn, and then in the background, like it's like the lawn mowing is the B-roll, and in the background we're just having a discussion of theology. Be very relaxing. You're just watching lawn mowing videos.
I saw a Babylon Bee meme today. It was like a guy caressing his lawnmower in his garage, and he's just like, "Shh, soon, my child," because coming up on spring.
Right, I'm trying to pull up the sources that will come up in a bit.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Chris. You left your stream in some very capable hands.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Just editing is also such a pain. Maybe it could get Abram.
Ironically, hold on. Ironically, the Jesus in the Quran is more accurate. To what?
Compared to what?
Hold on. Yeah. How do you know? What is your earliest source on Jesus? Give me what is your earliest if the Bible isn't your source of information on Jesus, what is your source on the information of Jesus that proves the Quran is more accurate about Jesus? Because you don't know what the Injil is. Oh my gosh, crazy.
You know, it's funny because is
what's
Jesse,
so funny, Chase?
Which is a super base name of the father, or of the father of King David. And
I thought you were talking about Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. So I guess that's freebasing. That's a freebase name.
Walter. Anyways.
So this is not actually what I was looking
Oh,
for.
that's so funny. Do you guys see how he just dodged the question?
Yeah.
Oh, it's common sense. Wait.
Free
Can
weed.
you put up his most recent comment?
It's common sense, true.
This is the proof. It's common sense. Oh, you're waiting for someone to come walking on water. Again, give me 1 ounce of proof. Give me one source of the life of Jesus. Give me one source of the life of Jesus where your Quran is the accurate.
I don't know that he's a
view.
Muslim
Jews corrupt.
because
The Jews corrupted your
Muslims also
Bible.
believe that Jesus is coming back.
Right. That's a
So
good
I don't
point.
know if you're a Muslim.
Oh my goodness. The Jews corrupted the Bible the Christians use is such a stupid statement. Do you have I guarantee you've never studied manuscript tradition or history or the
No.
dissemination of the biblical text or
Ooh,
Yeah.
any of
Chase
that stuff.
got
That is-
him, Chase. Got him.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna interact with that. So this one was just funny to me. This is not related to him being a false prophet. It's just really stupid. Allah's messenger said, "When night falls, keep your children close to you, for the devil spread out at that time. But when an hour of the night ellipses, you can let them free. Close the doors and mention the name of Allah, for Satan does not open a closed door."
Open a closed door.
The devil can't open a closed door. It's such a stupid thing, man. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so getting into the terrible behavior of Mohammad, he owned black African slaves. So this is Sahih Muslim 1668a. Imran Hussein reported that a person who had no other property emancipated 6 slaves of his time. At his death, Allah's messenger called for them and divided them into 3 sections, cast lots amongst them, and set 2 free and kept 4 in slavery. And he, the prophet, spoke severely of him. Great dude. There's lots of stories. Like he is a slaver to such an extent that's kind of embarrassing. We have like dozens of hadith on him owning slaves. So Sahih Bukhari 7142. Allah's messenger said, "You should listen to and obey your ruler, even if he was an Ethiopian slave whose head looks like a raisin."
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was also a rapist. Narrated by Ibn Abbas, or Anas bin Malik. The prophet stayed with Safiya bint Huayb. Safiya is the one who he tortured her husband for money by, I believe it was putting a rat on his chest and lighting a flame above it so it dug through his chest. And then he beheaded him after he revealed where the money was. And then he married the dude's wife. So she was with him for 3 days on the way to Khaybar. And he consummated his marriage with her. Safiya was amongst those who were ordered to use a veil. I'm sure that was consensual. Then we also have, after this, we went out with Allah's messenger for the Gawa of the Banu al-Mustalik, and we received captives from among the Arab captives, and we desired women, and celibacy became hard on us, and we loved to do coitus interruptus. So they were going on the captives. So we intended to do coitus interruptus. We said, how can we do coitus interruptus? Like the pull-out method is what that means. Before asking Allah's messenger who is present among us, we asked him about it, and he said, "It is better for you not to do so, for if any soul till the day of resurrection is predestined to exist, it will exist." So you can't pull out. You should just send it. But notice he permits the raping of sex slaves, of war captives. Cybercrime. There's many such things. Is also in the Quran. You get that, Surah 33:50, but also in Surah 4, Surah, a lot of places. Those whom your right hand possesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So,
Chris, it
this
wouldn't
is,
matter if you pulled out or not, because Allah preordained that you would do whatever you did anyway. So
it's true. Yeah.
There's no real
I was
control yet.
preordained. Yeah. So Sunan Abi Dawud 2155. Abu Sayyid al-Kurdi said the apostle of Allah sent a military expedition to Atas on the occasion of the Battle of Hunan. They met their enemy and fought with them. They defeated them and took them captives. Some of the companions of Apostle of Allah were reluctant to have relations with the female captives because of their pagan husbands. So Allah the Exalted sent down the Quranic verse, and all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives whom your right hand possesses. This is to say they are lawful for them when they are complete their waiting period. So even if they're married, you can still grape them.
Joseph Smith was just following orders.
Beautiful religion. Then he also, obviously consummated the marriage with Aisha when she was 9. Many hadith on that. Ibn Ishaq also records the stuff with him and the woman that he graped from Khaybar on page 100 or 615 or 515 to 516. They go through the different thing. Also, the poisoned lamb is in here. But yeah, pretty interesting. I don't know if I actually want to read this or just skip it, but this is the source. You can pause it if you want to read it, but it's from there. Yeah. You have that. You also have he was a pedophile in a bunch of different ways. He also made out with his nephews and kissed the penis of his nephew.
What?
Or
He did what? You said that so
Andrew,
casually.
I don't think Andrew was there whenever we went over that.
Oh, I've gone over that a bunch of times.
Oh my God. No,
hold on,
he
let me
didn't.
bring it up.
No, he didn't.
All right.
Yeah, he
No.
did. Yeah, he did, bro.
So
It feels like the well just
the
it
what?
just keeps getting deeper. The well of how bad is he just keeps getting deeper.
Oh, dude, it's Clippy,
it's like,
bro.
yeah.
Muhammad was
Clippy
such a
back.
bad guy. How bad is he? Just throw out a whole new thing.
Anyway, I saw the Prophet, peace be upon him, sucking on the tongue and the lips of Al-Hussein, son of Ali. This is his grandson, not his nephew. I keep mixing up Hussein. Hussein is his grandson. He sucked on his tongue, and he also kissed his little penis. So, may the prayers of Allah be upon him, for no tongue on the lips that the Prophet sucked on will be tormented by hellfire. So it's actually in, I believe, Bukhari. He, the Prophet, lifted up Hassan's shirt and kissed his little penis. We have a couple different reports from this, but this is the main source right there. This is page 299 of volume 9 of this hadith. That's literally what this says in the Arabic, is that he lifted his shirt and kissed his little wiener.
That's
Yeah,
actually
this is the wording there. Is
that's
he
so
pulled apart
disgusting.
his legs and then kissed his little penis.
That's so disgusting.
So you have that. You have him sucking on the tongues of 2 little boys. You have him wanting to marry an infant. We've gone over that. That's in the life of Muhammad again. So Sura Rasulullah. So Ibn Ishaq records that he saw a 6-month-old to 9-month-old crawling before him, and he said, when she grows up and I'm alive, I will marry her. So he
Can you
wanted
send the
to
link
marry
to
a
the-
child.
To the hadith you just pulled up about
Yeah, I can.
kissing the little wieners.
Yes. I'll send it right in there.
Appreciate it.
That's the hadith. I'll put that in the chat too if people want to check it out. Now the wiener one is considered, I think it's either Hassan or Daif. It's not Sahih, but I also really don't care about the grading. They're very insincere with their actual grading. There's the statement from Sheikh, what's his face? The holes in the narrative, dude. I'm drawing a blank on his name for some reason.
It's funny. Someone posted this on Islam Stock. I think that's the site you were on earlier. It's Islam Stack Exchange, and it's the answer. It is completely false. How could that be true when that's not allowed in Islam?
The what? That felt like a verbal flashbang. It's such.
That makes sense, Chase. Listen.
Poor
It can't. It couldn't have been real.
Thank you, brother.
Because how could it be real? Because it goes against Islam.
Yeah, and Muhammad never did.
Right.
Never, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever.
Muhammad, the great kisser of wieners. Granted, that's probably after the Al-Zut encounter. So he may have just been tempted by the Al-Zut experience and just wanted to try younger boys too, because he had tried younger girls by that point. So who knows? He was already into incest. There's no reason not to. I mean, other than morality and yeah.
What
That was
is
an IQ statement.
Hadith?
Anyway, so you have that. You have him wanting to marry an infant. Also from Musnad Ahmad, Hadith 25636. So you have Life of Muhammad 311, page 311, goes over him wanting to marry a child, like an infant, like a crawling baby. And then it's also recorded in the Hadith as well. Then you have a couple different Hadiths for him making out with his grandson. Yeah. Yeah, and then you also have all the stuff with him being gay. So you have the Al-Zut, you also have, I can bring up a couple of those. Sunan Abu Dawud 5524. It's pretty homoerotic. A man of the Ansar said that while he was giving to jesting, was talking to the people and making them laugh, the Prophet poked him under the ribs with a stick. He said, "Let me take retaliation." He said, "Take retaliation." He said, "You are wearing a shirt, but I am not." The Prophet then raised his shirt, and the man embraced him and began to kiss his side. Then he said, "This is what I wanted, O Messenger of Allah." Sahih. I love how Andrew has none of the like context for some of the really obscure things. So it's all like a ton of bricks hitting him, and I love it so much. This
was somebody's this was somebody's Wattpad story that they put together for Muhammad. This is a fan fiction.
The Islamic sources are all fan fiction. I'm convinced.
Wow. Yeah.
Like some of the Sura literature.
You have all these ones too, which is... Oh yeah, the Sura is kind of insane, man. So we have all of these ones I'm bringing up, plus ones I'm not actually bringing up. But so we have like, I often scraped the semen from the garment of the Messenger of Allah with my hand. This is Ibn Majah 537. I used to wash the semen off the clothes of the Prophet. Even then, I noticed one or more spots on them. This is Sahih Bukhari 232. The Prophet, along with his companions, reached Mecca in the morning of the fourth Dhul Hajj, assuming Ihram and Hajj only. So when we arrived at Mecca, the Prophet ordered us to change our intentions of the Ihram for Umrah, and then we could finish our Umrah, and after performing the Umrah, and go out to our wives for sexual intercourse, because that's, again, always on his focus. The people began talking about that, and she said, surprisingly, "Shall we go to Mina while semen is dribbling off from our male organs?" Jabir moved his hand while saying so, indicating yeah. So when this news reached the Prophet, he delivered a sermon and said, "I have been informed that some peoples were saying so, and so, by Allah, I fear Allah more than you do, and am more obedient to him than you. If I had known what I know now, I would not have brought the Hadi with me, and had the Hadi not been with me, I would have finished the Ihram." At that, Suraka bin Malik stood up and asked, "O Messenger of Allah, is this permission for us only, or is it forever?" The Prophet replied, "It is forever." In the meantime, Ali bin Abu Talib came from Yemen and was saying labak for what the Prophet has intended. According to another man, Ali was saying labak for Hajj, similar to Allah's Messenger. The Prophet told him to keep on the Ihram and let him share the Hadi with him. So this is a thing where you can go to the mosque with semen. Pretty interesting. And then we also have, that's the poking with the white milky flesh. Sahih Bukhari 49 80. I was informed that Gabriel came to the prophet while Salam was with him, and one of his wives. I think that was one of his wives. Yes. Gabriel started talking to the prophet. Then the prophet asked Salama, "Who is this?" She replied, "He is Diha al-Kalbi." When Gabriel had left Salama, whatever. By Allah, I did not take him for anybody other than him till I heard the sermon of the prophet, wherein he informed me about the news of Gabriel. The sub-narrator asked Abu Uthman, "From whom have you heard that?" Uthman said, "From Usama bin Zayd." So Angel Gabriel comes in the middle of the night in the form of Diha al-Kalbi to present himself to Muhammad. But you also have, let's see if it actually brings it up here. This is going to be one of those obscure ones from the book. I'm probably going to pull that one up. That's not on student.com, so it's going to be hard to get. The prophet passed by a man who had dyed his hair with henna and said, "How handsome this is." Then he passed by another who dyed his hair with henna and katam and said, "This one is more handsome than that one." Then he passed by another who had dyed his hair yellow and said, "This one is more handsome than all of them."
Blondes.
Yeah. Now again, this is daif, but it still made the cut. So Muslims are like, "Oh, it's weak hadith, weak hadith." It's still an accepted hadith by Ibn Majah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, all the Diha stuff, like Gabriel. There's a bunch of stories with him like resting his head on the lap of Diha, and whether or not that's euphemism, leave that up for your own imagination. But he's like the most handsome man of Arabia and all that stuff. And,
The army of
yeah.
I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I can't even read that now. Yeah. Anyway, you have a lot of stuff with him being gay and like possible bestiality and whatnot. He also had intercourse with his aunt in the grave, more than likely, based on the wording. He laid in her with the grave in order to make her spared from hellfire. But in order to do that, you have to either suck on his tongue or have intercourse with him. So he either made out with his dead aunt in the grave or he had intercourse with her in the grave. Either way, it's kind of necrophilia. But yeah, Sunitsu probably has it, to be honest.
What? Yep.
Yeah, he had intercourse with his aunt.
Clippy is not.
Or made out with her.
Clippy is not.
Clippy is not happy with what's happening. Yeah. He also was so I can just rattle off a bunch of these. He also had sex with his wife who had been tanning leather. In that process, you have to soak it in urine at the time. So it is urine soaked, partially molded leather that smells like carcass. So if you're imagining the smell of that, it is dead bodies that have been peed on repeatedly. That's the smell. It's about as worse of a smell as you can put on yourself, but it also penetrates your skin and you can't get it out until like multiple days of bathing. So she was tanning leather. Muhammad saw a woman in the marketplace. He lusted after her so badly, he ran to her because that was the closest of his wives and had intercourse with her without her cleaning herself because he couldn't wait. Does that sound like the most moral man of all time?
No, not quite.
Yeah. But also, it's technically not haram to have sex with a dead woman, as long as she's your wife. Within a certain number of hours.
Right.
So you can get like one last use out of your wife before you bury her. As long as you, I'm not even quoting this, is like actual fiqh in several different schools where if it's within like an hour or two, intercourse with your dead wife is not haram. Now, after that, you still have to wash. There's a discussion about do you need to clean yourself afterward or not? Do you need to clean them afterward or not? And there were some views that you didn't need to clean yourself, and there's some views that you did need to clean yourself. But to my knowledge, it's a minority position that it wasn't like it's haram. Most of them are like, yeah, it's fine. And it was legalized in I think several of the Islamic countries that it's still fine. It was like a big controversy. Islamic country that legalized. I want to say it was Pakistan.
Yeah.
It always gets worse.
Oh, it was in Egypt. So Egypt instituted a 6-hour necrophilia loophole into the legislation.
Not the loophole.
Not the loophole.
So as long as it's within 6 hours, yeah. This is back in April 25th, 2012.
So you just show up to the crime scene.
Yeah. They're urged to not pass the sex after death laws is wild, dude. Yeah. But like, here's the news reports.
Farewell intercourse, bro. What?
Yeah.
And
it was like an official fic. It's like, it's fine.
Being considered by Egypt's parliament.
I like how they gave it like a branding name.
Okay.
To try and
So
make it.
I guess
branding name of farewell intercourse. It did not get legalized in there.
Okay, that's good.
But there's multiple fics I've read that it's not haram. Interesting. Anyway, we go through this. But yeah. Gay stuff. Delete my browsing history is my last wish. Anyway. Where did that go? So you have that. You have obviously the men of Uzut. You know, it's just a good time. He was a murderer. He ordered the execution of 600 to 900 men after they surrendered. That was the this is from actually Ibn Ashaq. Ibn Ashaq records that he mass executed a tribe of Jews, the Banu Kirizai, however you pronounce it, Kirizai tribe. He just mass executed them. He also ordered the executions of multiple critics of Islam.
Yep.
That is also, I believe, in Bukhari, where the dude like broke his ankle when he was jumping out a window to kill him. Yeah, Allah's messenger said, "Who is willing to kill Kayab ibn Miskin?" Sahih Bukhari 4037. For I was like, oh no. More like delete my hadith history is pretty funny. Anyway, so Allah's messenger said, "Who is willing to kill Ka'b bin al-Ashraf, who has hurt Allah and his apostle?" So why is he getting him killed? He made fun of him. That was the death sentence. If you make fun of Muhammad, he would have you killed. Thereupon Muhammad bin Maslama got up and said, "O Allah's messenger, would you like that I kill him?" The Prophet said, "Yes." No interpretation needed. He's not joking. It's not sarcasm. It's not hyperbole. Do you want me to kill him? Yes. Then allow me to say a false thing. The Prophet said, "You may say it." He's allowing him to lie to assassinate a man that made fun of him. Sahih Bukhari.
Yes.
That man from us, and he has troubled us, and I have come to borrow something from you. On that, Kaib said, "By Allah, you will get tired of him. Now, as we have followed him, we do not want to leave him unless we see how it's going to end." So he lies to him and says that he just wants to help him with like business. And then at night, he goes into his fort and he brings in the knife. one of his wives spots him, is like, "Where are you going?" He said, "None but Muhammad bin my foster brother, have come." So it's his foster brother that is willing to kill him because of that. His wife said, "I hear." Oh, actually, no. I think this is the lie. I think he was saying like, "Hey, I'm your foster brother." But anyway, I hear a voice dripping his blood from him, and none but my brother. And then he went with him, and then he goes out and he kills him. I have got the best Arab women who know how to use the high class of perfume. Will you allow me to smell your head? Kaib said yes. Muhammad smelt it and made his companion smell it as well. Then he requested Kaib again, will you let me smell your head? Kaib said yes. When Muhammad got strong hold of him, he said to his companions, get at him. So they killed him and went to the Prophet and informed him,
shoot.
and he was killed. Yeah. So they grabbed his hair, held his neck, and probably stabbed his chest too. Yeah. So, order to hit because the dude made fun of him.
Yep.
Yep. Also, we talked about this earlier, but he also ordered the death of dogs. Allah's Messenger is 33:23. Allah's Messenger ordered that dogs should be killed. And then later, only put it to the black dogs. So you got that. Yeah. What?
I was gonna say this one's staying right here,
Where she's safe.
where she's safe.
He's not
in
shy.
Pakistan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a miracle Allah hasn't struck dead everyone in this chat according to this. Indeed. Yeah, he's being merciful for some reason. The Ummah is super weak because of mercy.
It's actually a miracle that the Lord allowed Muhammad to live as long as he did.
So this is an interesting question. Was the Al-Zut incident consensual? I say yes, myself.
Yeah, I would think so.
For a couple different reasons.
Yeah.
One, it seems like it was pre-planned, and they had a system, like a code word of, hey, if he's behind that line, he doesn't get out, you don't participate with him. Because the line he drew in the sand helped him, and he knew to do it. And obviously he's a false prophet, so this seems to be arranged beforehand. Also, we have him later saying things about the men of Al-Zut that are extremely positive. So in the Hadith, we have him saying that Moses had the greatest of genitals of all of creation. So Moses had the greatest package. And he then later likens the skin of Moses and his demeanor and complexion to the men of Al-Zut. So he's complimenting Moses' giant wiener by saying he's like a men of Al-Zut. And then he says that you will have rods that never weaken in paradise, and that's actually the description he gives of the men of Al-Zut. So he says that when you're in paradise, Allah is going to replace your wiener with the wiener of a men of Al-Zut. So he seems to be praising them a bunch. Yeah. Had to get a good sniff in first. But we had to get him to trust to like give his neck back, which is super, super messed up. Anyway, so he was a cross-dresser. Also, he dressed up in his wife's garments. He may have gotten revelation while inside of his wife. There's debate on that. But there's a phrase of he got revelation in Aisha's mantle or Aisha's garment. And it could mean her sheet or it could mean her farj. It could mean her vagina. So like while he's inside of her, he's given revelation from like the ecstasy of it. Or it could be that he was literally dressing around in her actual like 90s, like wearing women's clothing. He was a coward. He retreated during battle a couple different times. He was a greedy thief. He demanded everyone to talk to him in the Quran. If you talk to me, you have to give me money first. And then he also tortured the man for money. He was a caravan robber. And he was a liar and a hypocrite. Yeah. But so you have all the morality problems of Muhammad. Obviously, he was not a prophet by those. You have the contradictions, you have the satanic verses, and you have the false prophecies, and you have the Talmudic dilemma stuff. Yeah. Guys, don't imagine anything you've heard in this video. Yeah. Yeah. He also did squat. He squatted to pee like a girl. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That might be from the rabbis. Because they do have descriptions of modesty in the bathroom. Otherwise, demons will get you.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they were just scared of toilet gin. He was scared of toilet gin. Yeah. But anyway, we can go through the Talmudic dilemma if you guys want. I've already gone over it a bunch of times. There's an interesting one with that I haven't actually shared on stream or gone through in videos yet because it's on my to-do list. That's just the names of Allah and how they obviously come from the Jews.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bereshit Rabbah. So I guess we could go through that and probably call it quits. But you know, for people who are unfamiliar with my work on the Talmud, you have the sons entering through gates, Joseph being sexy, the mountain held above Israel at Sinai, Surah 263. You have the Queen of Sheba in Surah 27. You have Korah's wealth being exaggerated exactly the same way. You have prophets being sinless, which is super evil from the Talmudic version. We could also read that. That one boils my blood. And if you've never read that, it is worth reading just to show that rabbinic Judaism is false.
What does it say?
We can go through that. Oh, we'll go through it, man. You have all of the Selah stuff, so the prayers, possibly the Zabiba, the clean dirt, the ablution, the prostration, the Qibla, all of that coming from it. The weakest of those would be the Zabiba. You have Zakat, Zam, and Hajj all being both direct cognates and also just directly from them. Abraham smashing idols, conversion of stars, the sperm drop theology, and people from like creation. Like you have no choice in what you do or say or be, or if you're going to heaven or hell. That's in the Talmudic sources. So that's in Rosh Hashanah 16b 12, Berachot 33b 23, and Perk de Aviot 3:15, as well as a couple other places. Nida goes over it as well. But if we want to go through this, it's actually kind of fun. So I'll go through Rosh Hashanah 17b real quick, and we'll go through Bereshit Rabbah 8 and a couple other places. But good evening. What about the three rabbis? Wait. What about the three rabbis and seven sleepers, Dulcrane and the Spirit? Those are obviously stolen. Yeah, it's gonna be like the end of the Talmudic Dilemma series for me. Is just all the other sources. So the Christian sources, the Zoroastrian sources, the pagan sources, because there's a lot of pagan sources, the Yemeni sources, because there's just like specific Yemeni stuff in it, the Babylonian sources. Yeah, I'll go over that. It's going to be in the book. I've discussed this with Mary a bunch of times. I'm still not entirely convinced by it. If it was this or he just had a really small penis. I think the small penis thing makes a lot more sense. But who is crazier, Mohammed or the rabbis? Mohammed.
Well, you had some pretty crazy individual rabbis.
You do have some pretty out there rabbis. So you have like the demon hyena story, and that's so funny and stupid.
But I think that Muhammad's probably crazier because of how he invented his own religion and how everything came about. Because the Jews kind of had to like at least remain some semblance of morality and of Jewish like law. But
yeah. Okay. Smile to Jahannam, the Talmudic dilemma is very much underrated. In my opinion, it's the best argument disproving Islam. I appreciate that. I've put a stupid amount of work into it. And I still have several more months of putting stupid amount of work into it. But okay, so let's go through 3 sources that I have not gone deep into on stream before, and that are just interesting. People should probably know about. So, I don't want to go through that. I'm gonna go through. Oh, come on. Doot, 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 doot. Okay. So this is the section of Shabbat 56a. Let's actually go back to the beginning of it because it's pretty wild. So, Rabbi Shmuel bar Namai said that anyone who says that Reuben sinned with Bilhah is nothing other than mistaken. As it is stated, and it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land, the Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel heard of it. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. So this is actually sin. The fact that the Torah stated the number of Jacob's sons at that point in the narrative teaches that even after the incident involving Bilhah, all of his brothers were equal in righteousness. Apparently, Reuben did not sin. How then do I establish the meaning of the verse, and he lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine? The plain understanding of the verse indicates sin. This verse teaches that Reuben rearranged his father's bed in protest of Jacob's placement of his bed in the tent of Bilhah, and not in the tent of his mother Leah after the death of Rachel. And the verse describes to him liability for his action as if he had actually lain with Bilhah. So they are whitewashing history to make him not have intercourse with his stepmom. But he is. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff with the rabbis in Ibn Ashok. I need to make a video on that too. Write a book on the Talmudic dilemma. One Chris will have the book on Islamic dilemma. Another Chris will have the book on the Talmudic dilemma. I have that. That in fact already exists. It is in the process of being made. It is 200 pages at the moment, and it'll probably be around 240 to 250. So I have a book. Hopefully, will come out this year. Then I'll have another book that comes out next year, and then another book that comes out either next year or the year after that. I'm currently writing 3 books. Hopefully, I will have all 3 done in the next 3 years. We'll see.
Look at you go.
I know, it's the first one. Anyway. Ironically, it's the last one I started. So I have the longest one I started first, the middle, like the smallest one I started second, and then the Talmudic dilemma that just kind of took priority. So I'm gonna like go back in order to finish them. But
That's fun.
We have Reuben going through and saying, "Oh, well, we have the Talmud saying, hey, Reuben didn't sin," and they give an alternative, ahistoric explanation of what's happening, and then says that he is a righteous person, that he was saved from the sin of adultery. So then it does that again, and it just keeps going. Anyone who says that the sons of Eli sinned is none other than mistaken, as is written in the 2 sons of Eli, were their priests of the Lord. The Gemara responds, Rabbi Yohanan holds in accordance with the opinion of Rav, as Rav said, Phinehas did not sin, as the verse juxtaposes Hophni into Phinehas. Just as Phinehas did not sin, so too Hophni did not sin. The Gemara asks, how then do I establish the meaning of the verse? Now Eli was very old and heard all that his sons did to all Israel, and how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tent of meeting. They're literally having basically gangbangs in front of the presence of God, which is wildly evil, which indicates otherwise. The Gemara answers, since the sons of Eli delayed sacrificing the bird offerings of women who had given birth, a pair of doves brought as part of the purification process. And this delay caused the women not to go to their husbands in a timely fashion. The verse describes to Hophni and Phinehas liability as if they had lain with them. So it's only as if they had lain with them, not actually that they laid with them.
That seems to be
So if
a
you notice,
pattern.
there's a pattern. This is a pattern all throughout this section. So, but they did not sin. The sons of Samuel sinned. So if you say anyone who says that the sons of Samuel sinned is none other than mistaken, as it is stated. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. And his sons walked not in his ways, but sought after unjust gain, and took bribes and perverted justice. That sounds like a sinner. By inference, in his ways they did not walk, however, they did not sin either. They were not equals of their father, but they were not sinners. However, then do we establish the meaning of the verse, and they sought after unjust gain, indicating that they were sinners. It means that they did not conduct themselves in accordance with the actions of their fathers, or father. As Samuel the righteous would travel to all places where the people of Israel were located and sit in judgment in their towns, as it is stated, and he went from year to year in circuit from Bethel to Gilgal to Mizpah, and judged Israel in all those places. And however, they did not do so, travel from place to place. Rather, they sat in their own cities in order to enhance the fees collected by their attendants and scribes. So it's just whitewashing history over and over and over again. This is the one that grinds my gears, though. Anyone who says that David sinned with Bathsheba is nothing other than mistaken. As it is stated, and David succeeded in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. Is it possible that sin came to his hand and nevertheless the divine presence was with him? This is the question. This is why Islam whitewashes the prophets and says that prophets can't sin, and that we have a corrupted Bible because prophets do sin. Because Muhammad just stole from the Talmud for everything, so much of it. But this is it. This is the source of why the prophets are sinless and why they're whitewashing the prophets. Because if the divine presence is what the sages and the rabbis are using to interpret and to establish new scripture, they cannot be sinners, because if you're sinners, you can't trust them. So what they're doing is they're whitewashing all of the people who had the divine presence, because in the Bible it says David had the Holy Spirit. So because he had the Holy Spirit, he can't be a sinner, because if he had the Holy Spirit and was a sinner, how can you trust the work of his hands? So the sages who are claiming to have this exact same presence on them to establish the rules that contradict the Torah, mind you, they have to have sinlessness ascribed to them. So all the sins of the people in the Old Testament are now being whitewashed systematically. But this is so evil because of what they do to it. However, how then do I establish the meaning of the rebuke of the prophet Nathan? Why have you despised the word of the Lord to do which is evil in my sight? Uriah the Hittite you have smitten with the sword, and his wife you have taken to be your wife, and him you have slain with the sword of the children of Ammon, indicating that David sinned. The Gemara answers, David sought to do evil and have relations with Bathsheba while she was still married to Uriah, but did not do so. This is a lie. Rav said, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, this is Judah the Prince, this is the compiler of the Mishnah, super important dude, who descends from the house of David, seeks to teach the verse in favor of David with regard to that which is written. Why have you despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil? Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi said, this evil mentioned with regard to David is different from all the other evils in the Torah, as with regard to all the other evils in the Torah, it is written, and he did evil. Here it is written to do evil. This unique phrase indicates that David sought to do evil, but did not actually do so. His intentions were improper, however, his actions were proper. That which is written, Uriah the Hittite you have smitten with the sword, means that you could have judged him before the Sanhedrin. Sanhedrin didn't exist. This is ahistoric. Yeah. As one guilty of treason against the throne, and you did not judge him in that matter. Instead, you had him executed in a matter that deviated from the generally accepted principles of judgment. With regard to that which was written, and his wife you have taken to be your wife, it means that you have rights of marriage with her. As by law, Bathsheba was already divorced by Uriah. The reason why they say this is because they say anyone who went off to battle would divorce their wives beforehand. Which is nonsense.
Yeah, which is
absolutely not true. It's not true whatsoever, but they have to say stuff like this.
Right.
As Rabbi Shmuel ben Namini said that Rabbi Yehotan said anyone who goes to war waged by the royal house of David writes a conditional bill of divorce to his wife. That was done to prevent a situation in which the soldier's wife would be unable to remarry because the soldier did not return from battle and there were no witnesses to his fate. The conditional bill of divorce accorded her the status of a divorcee and freed her to remarry, except it wouldn't have, because even if these did exist, which I don't think they did, even if they did exist, his status was known. He had intercourse with Bathsheba while he was still alive. The only reason why Uriah died is because she got pregnant. As it is stated, and carry these 10 cheeses to the captain of their 1,000, and the brothers will bring greetings in their pledge. What is the meaning of arabantam? Rav Yosef taught it refers to matters that are shared between him and the husband and her, the wife, marriage. The verse should read, take the bill of divorce that determines the status of the relationship between husband and wife. As apparently it was customary for men at war to send their wives a conditional divorce. Since Uriah later died, Bathsheba retroactively assumed divorce status. Retroactively would still make it sin.
Yeah.
Assumed divorce status from the time that he sent out to her to war. She was not forbidden to David. With regard to that which is written, and you have slain him with the sword, the children of Ammon, it means just as you are not punished for soldiers killed by the sword of children of Ammon in the course of the war, so too you are not punished for the death of Uriah the Hittite. What is the reason that David was not liable for the death of Uriah? Because Uriah was a traitor against the throne. One of the most righteous men in the Bible was a traitor against the throne. As he said to David, and my lord Job and the servants of my lord are encamped in open fields. In the presence of the king, one may not refer to another as his lord. Doing so is treason. Wildly evil, dude. It is crazy. So when you analyze the matter of David, no sin that he committed is found in his lifetime, except for that involving Uriah. But even then, they downplay Uriah because he deserved death. Not only did they make him a traitor, I believe they also make him a pagan, like a polytheist.
Uriah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say that he deserved to be strangled to death by the Sanhedrin.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going. So they whitewash the prophets, they whitewash all of that.
Hey guys, I know we're about to wrap up, but I gotta get out because I gotta go clean boxes and it's a little late. Cat boxes.
Okay.
But all right.
See you, brother.
Y'all have a good night.
Any closing thoughts before you head out?
It shouldn't even take five reasons to believe that Muhammad is a false prophet.
Right.
You really just need one. False prophecies are plenty evidence enough. But really the moral character of Muhammad should prove to you he is not someone worth following. If you compare the moral character of Christ to the moral character of Muhammad, it is quite scathing, and you should reconsider everything you've ever believed if you think that Muhammad was a moral man. All right. Peace and love, guys. See you next week.
Say it, brother. We have a question. This is not a question. Brother, this is probably the most outrageous thing I've seen come from the Talmud. Yeah, this is pretty up there for things that literally make me angry reading it. Not only because Psalm 51 is my favorite psalm, and super based, but it's a lie. Yeah. Anyway, pre-orders win for the book. No idea. I'm currently far enough away to where I don't actually have I've not paid for a copy editor yet. So whenever that happens, then that would be when everything happens. The book would still end up being free. Like all the content will be free. But if you want to pay for a copy, if you want to donate to support me, I'd be happy. But all the work I do for the kingdom is free. I will die for Christ. Amen. Okay. So we also have this, and this is where the Islam gets the name of Allah, one of the names of Allah. Should be right here. God, great, merciful, and gracious. So this is literally Rahman, the merciful one, the bestower of mercy. So Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, is just straight from the Jews. That's what they called him. So whenever you interact with the Yemeni people, that's whenever we start seeing Allah become Ar-Rahman, and then it comes back and it's like all those other things. Interestingly, we get this same language being applied all the time with the attributes of God throughout Bereshit Rabbah. And it's interesting because we have these stories of the attributes talking back and forth. So in paragraph 4 of Bereshit Rabbah 8, it says, when the Holy One, blessed be He, came to create Adam the first man, He foresaw righteous and wicked people descending from him. He said, if I create him, wicked people will descend from him, but if I do not create him, how will righteous people ever descend from him? What did the Holy Blessed One do? He distanced the way of the wicked from his attention. He appended the attribute of mercy to himself. So before he created Adam, he did not have the attribute of mercy. And the word for attribute is pretty similar for what is being applied to Allah. So we have the attribute of mercy being applied and created him. That is what is written, for the Lord knows the way of the righteous and the way of the wicked will be eradicated. He eradicated it from before his attention, appended the attribute of mercy to himself, and created him. Rabbi Hanina did not interpret it in that matter. Rather, when he came to create Adam the first man, he consulted the ministering angels and said to them, let us make in our image and our likeness. They said to him, what is his nature? He said to them, righteous people will rise out of him. This is what written, for the Lord knows the way of the righteous. Again, this is also stolen in the Quran. I got all of this in a video already. For the Holy One, blessed be He, informed the ministering angels about the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will be eradicated. He eradicated it from them. He revealed to them the righteous would arise out from him, but he did not reveal to them the wicked would also arise out of them. So he lied to the ministering angels. As he had revealed to them the wicked would arise out of him, the attribute of justice would not have allowed him to be created. So now we have the attribute, the name of justice. This is literally din. And the attribute of mercy conflicting within Elohim, within the rabbinic version of God. And then whenever you go a little bit further into this, we have the attributes of God fighting. So some of them were saying, let him not be created, and some of them were saying, let him be created. This is what was written. Kindness and truth met, righteousness and peace touched. Kindness said, let him be created as he performed acts of kindness. Truth said, let him not be created as he is full of lies. Righteousness said, let him be created as he performed acts of righteousness. Peace said, let him not be created as he is full of discord. What did the Holy One, blessed be He, do? He took truth and cast it down to earth. So he just threw truth away. He rejected truth and threw it out. Oh, it's so Islamic sounding, man. This is what is written. You cast truth earthward. The ministering angel said before the Holy One, blessed be He, Master of the universe, why are you demeaning your very seal? As in truth is the seal of the Holy One. Let truth ascend from the earth. That is what is written. Truth will spring up from the earth. The rabbis said in the name of Rabbi Hanan bar Edi and Rabbi Phineas and Rabbi Hilkiah, said in the name of Rabbi Simon, Miod, this refers to man. That is what is written. God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good, and man was good. While they were debating, God just creates him. Why are you deliberating? Man has already been created. So we have the fighting of we also have like the stone idea with him being made of stone, then him coming to life. So the hadith with Adam being a statue that then comes into being when Satan crawls through his butthole. The crawling through the butthole part isn't rabbinic, but the statue part is. But all throughout this book, if my resources work, we get this idea of these attributes fighting. So in 9/11, we also have the attribute of benevolence and the attribute of strict punishment clashing. So every time we have these attribute of benefice, attribute of mercy, attribute of strict justice, attribute of mercy, attribute of justice, including this attribute, like I'm pretty sure a lot of the way that this is used throughout this stuff, because he created them through the attribute of justice and the attribute of mercy. When he expelled him through the attribute of justice. It's like there's fighting within the Tawheed of Elohim from the rabbinic position. This sounds so much like Allah. And it's all over the book. And a lot of these names are just straight names that are taken. Like Rahman. Like Wadud. The just. So these are just names that are straight ripped. and it's used over and over and over and over again. And the idea of him acquiring attributes is also in the Talmud. He has the 13 attributes of mercy in the Talmud. So he has like repeated attributes of mercy and all these other things too. But it's just wild. It's crazy. So another thing. But lots of stuff for the Talmudic dilemma side. Hundreds of things to bring up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bisla is my favorite spell.
Yeah, bro.
Iran is winning, by the way, is a wild statement, dude.
Yeah.
They literally don't have a government anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you would even support that stuff anyway, because the Ayatollah, the guy literally claims to be the miracle of God, like the sign of God. That's what the title means. You you just sit there and tell me that some dude can take that title?
Yes, this is
know.
based. The people of Iran are in fact winning. They're celebrating on the streets, popping off fireworks at the death of their dictator.
Which is pretty based.
Yes. Super based. Iran is the government of
Award.
Iran is winning the Darwin Award. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely did. They bombed their own ship. They attacked their own vessel because they didn't realize it.
Really?
Yeah. They bombed their own shipping vessel. So it wasn't a warship. They bombed their own shipping vessel. Because Iran is it's a snake cut off, like the head of the snake is cut off. It's just a snake body wiggling around right now, waiting to be fully put out of its misery. It's a chicken with its head cut off, which can apparently survive a really long time. There's that one chicken with its head cut off that like lived over a year. You heard that story? Yeah, super based. Anyway, the Shadow Monarch is you can't even fight. Yeah. Not gonna go through my history, but that's not it's not the case for myself. But yeah. Anyway, not important. Mohammad made false prophecies. There's all sorts of errors and contradictions in the Quran. He spoke in the name of false gods. He stole everything from the Jews, and he is a terrible, despicable character. There's so many sources within Ibn Ishaq that just shows that Muhammad was a bad person. So he's definitely not a role model for society, or your morality is so bad that if he is the role model for society, the whole world would be wicked.
Right.
Yeah, wake up. Do not trust a man that can't even know if he's going to be saved.
Right.
So, anyway, any closing thoughts for yourself?
You know, stay away from Islam. Maybe read a book or two. You know, get yourself learned up. Read the Bible. Much more based in the Quran.
Yeah, he was not only afraid of an eclipse, he was also afraid of thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Because he is a false prophet. So in the Quran, it talks about the doom of rain, or like the rain doom. I forgot the actual Arabic for it, but it's like the dreaded rain, I think is the way it's translated. But it's like the idea is it's like burning sulfur, it's brimstone and fire from heaven, of Sodom and Gomorrah. So he heard the Sodom and Gomorrah story and then internalized that and said that it also happened to a variety of different groups of like the Talmudic people and people of Ad and so on. So you have all these groups that supposedly were destroyed by raining brimstone. And every time it rained, he got scared because he was worried that there was going to be raining brimstone on his own people because he was a false prophet. And he was scared of it. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I would also say check out Sons of Thunder Apologia on YouTube.
That was the lowest energy version you could give of that.
Yes, check out Sons of Thunder on YouTube. Not the Black Hebrew Israelite ones.
It's
The
true.
real one. The
Yeah.
apologetics one. Coming
Hey,
out with video
guys!
next week,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yep. Do you do videos every week, or you just do it whenever you get it?
We tried for a long time, and we did. But since we started streaming 3 times a week, it became a little bit more strenuous because of those streams, we had to push things to other days of the week. And then it became more difficult to find a day of the week to actually record.
Right. So
Three.
I'm not convinced he's a Muslim, or if he is a Muslim, he's not very deep knowledge Muslim. You don't have only 3 revelations. You have like
Yeah.
7 in the Quran. So you have the
There's
Book of
7.
Abraham, which
And
you don't even mention. The Book of Abraham, first off. You have the Book of Moses. You have the Torah. You have the Injil. You have the Psalms. You have the Quran. And you have there's another kitab. Oh, what's given to the Sabians. So you have that, plus you have all the other communities that also got their own revelations in their own language, which is also stolen from the Talmud, by the way. Avodah Zarah, 2b. It's stolen. So
Andrew's not my dad. Unfortunately. Or fortunately. He's
Andrew's
only
younger
like,
than me, dude. That's
he's
so
only
sad.
like 8 years older than me.
Man, sad. Oh, yeah. No, Andrew's a little baby. Also makes me feel old whenever you say he's 8 years older than you and he's younger than me. My back
But
hurts.
he is cool. And why is it? You know what? A good
question, man.
good
Yeah,
question.
absolutely.
A quandary
Same.
to be sure. I guess John Calvin didn't preordain it, unfortunately. But yeah, he is actually I know him because of Dad. Dad teaches at a school and taught at a school, and he was one of his students, and that's how we got connected.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm go ahead and call it because it's almost 1 a.m. So I need to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Got
I
things to do.
took a nap today, but I probably should go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. Okay. All right. See you guys. May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, love of God, and fellowship of the Spirit with you always. Goodbye.